The Pinkerton Academy Astros are back in the championship game for the 4th straight year. They're also looking for their 4th straight title. But standing in the Astros' way is the Central High Little Green, who haven't won a championship since 1970, but have won their last 8 games. Will the Little Green come up big, or will the Astros soar to yet another crown? We'll find out next as WMUR TV Sports presents the NHIAA Division I High School Football Championship. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Pinkerton Academy for the 1994 NHIAA Division I High School Football Championship being played today between the Central High Little Green from Manchester and Derry's own Pinkerton Academy Astros. Mark Ockerbloom along with Charlie Sherman and Mike DeBlasi. Pleasure to have you with us on simply a beautiful day for football. And, of course, if you're a high school football player, this is the game you play for all season long.
Well, it all comes down to this, Hawk. All the marbles, big standing room only crowd here at Pinkerton Academy. Beautiful day for football, as you said. Joining us once again on the sidelines, as he has all football season long, is WMUR's Mike DeBlasi. Mike?
Thank you very much, Charlie. You know, for years, Central and Pinkerton battled for the state championship on the basketball floor. Today, however, the rivalry continues on the football field. This is a familiar sight for Pinkerton. 3-time Division I champions. For Central, a young club hungry for their first title in quite some time. It seems the story is the same, only the names change for Pinkerton. Following in the footsteps of Mahalko, Segretti, and Jordan is Russ Masejos, a 1,000-yard rusher at running back. He's going to carry the load for Pinkerton. But Brian O'Reilly will tell you, defense wins championships. His defense will be faced with the tough task of stopping Dwayne Jordan, Charlie Schubert, and a talented Central offense. Could be a classic down here. Mark and Charlie, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mike. And as Mike mentioned, Pinkerton Astros, a team that has been here before, Charlie. 3-time defending champs, trying to make it 4 in a row. Should they do so, it'll be the first time 4 straight championships are won by one team since Milford back in the late 70s.
I remember talking to Coach Brian O'Reilly before the first game of the season, and he said, you know, it's going to be a rebuilding year for us after 3 straight championships. Rebuilding, well, if you're from Derry, rebuilding means filling the holes where people graduated.
And Central will receive the opening kickoff. The ball goes over Dwayne Jordan's head and into the end zone, and Central will actually catch a break on this play as it'll be ruled a touchback. Central will take over, first down from its own 20-yard line.
So we'll get an opportunity to see the Little Green offense, which has been rather potent. It's an offense that can really mix it up nicely. They like to throw the ball. They like to run the ball. They have some outstanding backs and really a number of outstanding offensive ball players that we'll talk about throughout the afternoon. But it's unpredictable whether Jimmy Schubert will try and establish that passing game early. You never know. It's been a long week of practice getting set for this afternoon.
It'll be interesting to watch the Central High quarterbacks today as they platoon 2 quarterbacks into the ball game. And on first down, the pass is complete to the far side of the field. Charlie Schubert hauling in the pass that time.
Number 86, Jason Cooley. And that's a first down for Central. The ball now marked at the 32.
Ball's out to the 32-yard line.
So they do come out passing. As I said, they like to mix it up. A very potent offensive attack for the Little Green of Central High School.
On first down, look to the near side. This is Day firing a pass incomplete.
The other thing we'll continue to see all afternoon is Jimmy Schubert works with 2 quarterbacks, a very unusual offensive style. He'll shuttle them in for each play. You'll notice after each play, 1 quarterback will go off, another one will come on. And it's not necessarily one there for the running plays, one there for the passing plays. It's just the offensive style he established. It worked well for him all season long, and he's kept with what works.
Right now, Wes Breton is into the lineup. He is the passer who has had more yards this season throwing the football. They keep it on the ground and coming to the near side and knocked up and wrapped down at the 34-yard line.
A gain of 3 on the play.
On the carry was Bobby Malone.
35-yard line.
Take another look at it. You see Malone tries to cut the corner on the left side. Avoids one tackle right there. Nice move. Stays on his feet. They drag him down from behind, but Malone with a nice carry on that run.
He will be short, however. 3rd down and 7. Just minutes into the ball game. We have no score. Central with the first possession of the ball game.
Malone, the leading rusher, with
Pinkerton defense.
322 yards on the season for Malone.
This is Ryan Day. Swings it out of the backfield. The pass complete to Malone on the screen, but he's knocked down, and the Pinkerton defense comes up big. Making the hit to slow him down that time for Pinkerton was Dave Mansour. Mansour leading the team in tackles with 114 coming into today's ball game, and it stops Central short of the first down. Bring up an obvious punting situation, and Central has a good one.
They do a very outstanding punting game. As a matter of fact, Jimmy Schubert telling us that his punter is probably Division I quality, averaging just under 40 yards a boot.
Bobby Malone puts his foot into the football. It is a good kick. It'll be fielded, however, by Pinkerton. They come to the near side, and a heavy hit laid on the ball carrier that time, Brian Boucher, as Central special teams get down in a hurry. We've got 10:06 remaining in the first quarter. No score between Pinkerton and Central.
Bonneville and Son in Manchester? You'll save a fortune there. Bonneville and Son? Every award-winning vision is only $95 over invoice. Worried about winter? Not with a great 95 Jeep from Bonneville Dodge Jeep Eagle in Manchester. Exit 9S, just off I-93.
We are back here at Pinkerton Academy. Carey on the play that time by Tony DePalma. Gets the ball out to the 43-yard line. They get the 44 of Central. And the handoff goes up the middle. Short gain from Pinkerton. On the carry that time was Russ Macejos, leading ground gainer for the Pinkerton Astros. We'll talk about him quite a bit this afternoon.
Mike de Blasi talked about the great runners that have played here over the years. Ryan Mahalko, Matt Jordan, Russ Macejos, certainly in that class. 1,312 yards rushing, averages 7.2 yards every time he touches the football. More importantly, 14 touchdowns for a kid who hasn't been playing football that long.
Got a flag on the play, and it appears as though Pinkerton may have taken too much time to get to the line of scrimmage.
You get a little jittery, a little nervous out there. Big crowd. It's a big game, a lot of pressure. Sometimes you lose track of how much time has elapsed in calling the play, getting your team set up on the offensive line, players coming in, players going out. We'll see a few of those calls in the first quarter.
Procedure the call on Pinkerton, so it'll be a 2nd down and 11. Bob Parker is the quarterback. He's completed 16 of 67 passes for 288 yards this season. Hands off to Macejos over the near side. Not much doing there for Russ Macejos as he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Brought down on the play that time was John Paul. One of the outstanding tacklers for Central High.
One of the things is you see Macejos being brought down by John Paul. One of the things that Brian O'Reilly stresses is the offensive ground game. One of the things that Jimmy Schubert stressed to his team all season long was defense. Defense, defense. We know we can score points. You got to keep the opponents off the scoreboard. And after that Pinkerton game early on, they did just that.
3rd down and 9. Parker looking to pass, has his man open, and he drops the football. Pass intended that time for his tight end, Matt Newcomb. Newcomb had no one near him. He just simply dropped the football.
Newcomb, watch him wide open, plenty of time. Look at Newcomb, nobody near him. Ball right in his hands, just couldn't hold on to it, drops it, tried to pick it up on the bounce. That doesn't count.
Well, still early in the ball game, 8:16 to play in the first quarter, no score. Both teams forced to punt in their first possessions. Charlie Schubert stands back at his own 3-yard line, awaiting the punt. It's a high kick. It's going to sail down, and it's going to roll into the end zone, and Schubert almost had to go off his shin, but ball will go to the end zone for the touchback. So on a couple of occasions already, we've seen the special teams for Central catch a break.
Well, Charlie Schubert, names sound familiar. Dad, Jim Schubert, the head coach. And, of course, his uncle, Steve Schubert, the former New England Patriot and Chicago Bear.
8:08 to go in the first quarter. No score here in Derry.
The water on the left is being heated by electricity, on the right by natural gas. For the cost of heating this much water with electricity, we'd like to show you how much more you can get with gas. So why settle for the water on the left when natural gas gives you all that hot water on the right?
Call about our rental water heater program, 625-4000. Energy North Natural Gas, America's best energy value.
If you're still up in the air about which new car to buy, consider this. The price of a Pontiac Grand Am and a Honda Accord start out at about the same level. But while options like air, automatic, and anti-lock brakes don't raise the Grand Am's price, they put the Accord's price right through the roof. Now, on a 3-year lease, a new 95 air-conditioned Grand Am sedan with V6 power, automatic, and more. Just $213 a month and $1,000 down. See your New England Pontiac dealer today.
Yeah, put something on the grill. The cookout going on right here at Pinkerton Academy, the Division I NHI AA state championship game between the Astros of Pinkerton Academy and the Little Green of Central. First quarter, no score, 8:08 to play in quarter number 1.
And just up the road a piece, the Division II championship being played between Londonderry and Keene. Central keeps it on the ground, and not much doing there. The Pinkerton Astros getting into the backfield quickly, led by Matt Folia. He put the brakes on Bobby Malone and perhaps dropped him for a yard loss.
So neither team really establishing anything in their first possession. Second opportunity for Central. We'll see exactly what they do. They tried to show their first time out that they could pass the ball through it a couple of times, completed one pass. Let's see if they mix it up here in their second possession, starting at their own 20.
On second down, Ryan Day fires a pass, incomplete. Intended receiver that time was Jason Cooley. It's interesting for Central will be how they develop the ground game, which was pretty much non-existent against Pinkerton in their first meeting. Only got 35 yards, but that was only Dwayne Jordan's second game. Since that time, he's had some big games. And he's a kid who hits the hole and explodes through the hole, and he's off to the races should he get some open ground. The other thing you have to keep in mind, Charlie Schubert. He's been double-teamed quite a bit. We have an injury on the field.
And he is from Pinkerton.
Matt Foley, it appears from here, is the injured party, and he's being helped up. We'll take a break with 7:30 to go in the first quarter. Today's Division I High School Football Championship game is brought to you by Firmonte Olds Cadillac and Firmonte Old Saab, Matthew Thornton Health Plan, your area New England Pontiac dealers, and Meredith Brick Manor.
Welcome back. Matt Folia was the injured player for the Astros of Pinkerton Academy. He got up and went off the field on his own. Appears to be okay, and he'll sit out a couple of plays on the sideline, but should be okay.
Third down and 10. Central's offense shut it off with a first down and its first possession, but since that time, the Pinkerton High defense has rose to the occasion. This is Wes Breton rolling out right side, fires for Schubert. Pass incomplete on the far sideline. And it will bring up fourth down, so Central forced to punt once again.
So very quickly, Central turns it over again. Will be forced to give up the football as Bobby Malone will come in and punt it away for the Little Green, but unable to move the ball on 2 possessions. 7:25 remaining, first quarter, no score. Division I championship game between Pinkerton and Central High School.
Back to receive Brian Boucher. And Boucher is going to make his way over towards the football. Now fields it at midfield. Falls forward into Central territory at about the 49-yard line. Pinkerton will get its second chance with the football. Both teams certainly in a feeling out process thus far.
Number 21.
Talk about last week's game, Charlie, against Spalding for Pinkerton Academy. Russ Maceos with a game-saving tackle on the 2-yard line. And I asked Coach Brian O'Reilly if he felt like his team may have felt like they got away with something there. He said, no, I think justice was served. They felt they played the best game possible, and it just worked out in their favor because of that.
Well, if you're a Spalding High School fan, you may hear a different argument. Certainly Coach Hugo Bolin was a little bit, had a little different view of that game and what occurred. Looked like the game was over, and Pinkerton throwing the pass with less than a minute to go. And then, unfortunately, if you're a Spalding fan, it was a step out of bounds that stopped the clock, and then a missed field goal opportunity. Not for that, Spalding might have been here this afternoon, but instead Pinkerton is here. The Astros looking for their 4th consecutive state championship. What an incredible record, and what great teams Brian O'Reilly has put on the field year after year in his tenure at Pinkerton.
Central defensive end James Hartefellis with the tackle for a loss on the previous play, so it's 2nd down and 11 for Pinkerton. Boucher over the left side, and Boucher able to pick up some pretty good yardage. Call it about 6 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Pinkerton Academy Astros.
52, Alex Marine. We have a first quarter score from Londonderry. We have Londonderry 7, Keene 0.
Well, Londonderry leading Keene 7-0 in the first quarter. That again being played just down the road at Lancer Field in Londonderry for the Division II NHIAA State Championship.
5:44 to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 5 from the 43. Masejos up the gut, and he's got some running room. Russ Masejos down to the 10-yard line and into the end zone for the game's first touchdown.
Well, that's what Pinkerton was waiting for, the opportunity for Russ Masejos to find a hole and break away. He runs a lot like Matt Jordan. Once he breaks through the hole, it's awful tough to bring him down. Masejos, who had 14 touchdowns during the season, records number 15 and gives the Astros the first lead with 5:31 to play in the first quarter.
Call it a 44-yard touchdown run for number 35, and you can see he broke through the line. Some good blocks by the interior lineman, and that sprung him free, and he did the rest. Now for the extra point, and it is good. So with 5:31 to play in the first quarter, the Pinkerton Academy Astros are on the scoreboard first, 7-0.
The previous vehicles that I drove were 2-seater sports cars, but at one point they became too small for our family, and at that point we decided to look at a Volvo. Being in the insurance business, I realized that the premiums would be less on the Volvo due to the safety features. I don't recall how we originally ended up at Volvo of Nashua. That was about 5 Volvos ago, but we keep coming back.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Baker. Welcome to Meredith Brick Manor. For over 12 years now, Meredith Brick Manor has provided personalized residential care in a warm, home-like environment. These feelings of home are reinforced every day with delicious, home-prepared meals, interesting therapeutic activities, and the security of individual medical attention. All of this for about the 1/3 of the cost of other care homes. If you like the idea of residential care in a warm, home-like environment, call Meredith Brick Manor today.
Well, if there was one thing that Coach Jimmy Schubert and the Little Green of Central High School didn't want, it was to give up the first touchdown, because then he knows he has to face that awfully tough defense of the Pinkerton Astros. That is what's happened, though. Russ Masejos with a 44-yard touchdown run has put Pinkerton on the board. They are up 7-0, and now it's time for the Little Green to try and climb back into this football game. Updated score, Londonderry jumping out to a 14-0 lead over Keene in the Division II championship game.
I want to give credit to Scott Shane. He got the extra point for Pinkerton. So it is, as Charlie mentioned, a 7-0 lead and a low kick from Shane, and it goes through Charlie Schubert's legs, and this time it's not going to reach the end zone. Schubert picks it up at his own 5 and trying to make something out of nothing. Gets dropped down near sidelines. Coming up to make the stop for Pinkerton was Matt Newcomb. So we saw that for the 3rd time, Charlie, the special teams for Central, first 2 times they got away with one, that time the door closed.
Well, I think Charlie Schubert had hoped that it was going to take a nice central bounce and make its way into the end zone. That didn't happen that time. And as you said, you're not going to get the break every time. Central now will be forced to take the ball out at the 11-yard line. So they're deep in their own territory, and I would fully expect that Jimmy Schubert's team will come out trying to pass one more time.
Again, they alternate 2 quarterbacks. This is Wes Breton with the handoff to Bobby Malone. And Malone's got some running room. He's got a first down. Bobby Malone out to the 25-yard line. Hauled down to the play by number 45, Dave Mansour.
Well, Bobby Malone is the guy who's going to get the offense going for them if anybody's going to. He's their leading rusher, averaging 4.2 yards a carry. He's got 8 touchdowns on the season. As we look at Malone finding some opening, he's the second leading receiver with 3 receptions for 42 yards. Already has 1 reception here this afternoon, so he has been pretty much the Little Green offense through the first quarter.
Great crowd on hand for both schools today, and a lot of people making the trek down from the Queen City. And as always, Pinkerton well represented in the stands. Short pickup for Central that time, perhaps a yard. Right now, let's send it down to the sidelines to Mike DeBlasi.
Thank you very much, Mark. I'm here with Brad Ack, the headmaster at Pinkerton Academy, and a long-standing member of the football family here. In 1957, the captain of the squad, an outstanding player offensively and defensively.
Yeah, we were. We had a great season that year. The year before, we won the state championship, and we're just so proud of the way the kids have won year after year here now, going for number 4 in a row.
Thank you very much, Brad.
Thank you.
We go from Ack to Ock to Eck.
He told me he had Eck on the sidelines for a moment there. I thought perhaps the Oakland A's pitcher was there. So it's from Eck to Ock.
Is his real name Eckerblom?
Ball out to the 33-yard line. 3rd down and 2 for Central. Little Green with their second first down of the ball game just moments ago, picked up by Bobby Malone, but now it's 3rd and 2. 3:39 to go in the first quarter. Pinkerton on top, 7-0 to give us to Malone, and Malone is stopped by that Pinkerton defense, wrapped up by Matt Shears.
Well, Matt Shears with 73 tackles on the season, 1 sack of the quarterback during the year, but this is a tough defense. When you're looking at guys like Dave Mansour, Matt Folia, Matt Shears, Eric Ring, Ryan Boucher, it's a very, very tough defense between them. 15 sacks of the quarterback on the season. Right there, Matt Shears.
A timeout has been called.
We have a timeout on the field. Central calling it with a 4th down and 1. Decision time for Coach Jimmy Schubert. 3:09 to go in the first quarter. Pinkerton on top.
What company has grown 340% in the last 10 years? Hammer Industrial Supply, by offering quality industrial products by some of the industry's most respected names. Delta, Lennox, Milwaukee, Senco. Success built on a solid reputation. Hammer Industrial Supply, located at 175 Amherst Street in Nashua, New Hampshire.
There's your score with 3:09 to play in the first quarter. Pinkerton Astros leading 7-0. Central with the ball in a big 4th and 1 situation. Tough situation, tough call for Coach Jim Schubert at his own 35-yard line. Would like to show that he has the ability to move the football against this Pinkerton defense. If you gamble and go for it and you're not successful, you got Pinkerton deep in your territory. They're going to gamble. They're going to go for it at a 4th and 1.
Big play here for the Central line, Little Green. 4th down and 1. Ball spotted at the 34. Handoff, and Central gets the first down. Going over right tackle.
Well, that's a big confidence boost as you see Jimmy Schubert on the sidelines talking to his quarterbacks, but it shows that, yes, we can make the big, tough play on a 4th and 1 situation. And what Coach Schubert will say to his team is, hey, look, guys, I told you, you can move the ball against them. They're tough. We know they're tough, but we're a good football team. He's trying to establish the confidence factor for his squad and wants them to prove to themselves that they can move the ball.
So with a fresh set of downs, they stay on the ground, and now a fumble. Turnover as Dwayne Jordan fumbled the football, and pouncing on the pigskin for Pinkerton Academy was Scott Chain.
Well, talk about a change of momentum, how the tide turns quickly just as they were trying to establish that confidence that I was talking about. You see the ball popped out of Dwayne Jordan's hands. It's loose. Pinkerton pounces on it, and they are even deeper in Little Green territory than they would have been had they stopped that 4th and 1 situation.
Talk about a roller coaster of emotions and a huge swing the other way for Pinkerton. Big play turned in that time by Matt Shears, who forced the fumble. Recovered by Shane, and it's now 1st and 10 for Pinkerton. And Parker keeps the football, picked up perhaps 3 yards on the play. He is tackled that time by number 88 for Central, James Partafellis.
Well, we've talked a lot about the defense that's established year after year by Brian O'Reilly and the Astros of Pinkerton, how they pride themselves on defense. Let's talk about the defense of the Little Green. This is where they will have the opportunity to shine. They want to prove to themselves and to everybody here and everybody watching that they can stop Pinkerton as well.
But Russ Maceos has the football and has a first down for Pinkerton and then some. Maceos running with a full head of steam, gets the ball down inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line of Central. Another big pickup for Russ Maceos. Here it is on replay. Watch what he does when he gets to the line. Simply follows the hole, which opened up quite nicely. Ran into one of his own players on his way down the field. But it goes for a big first down play.
So Maceos continues to find the holes, continues to bull his way through, and Central having problems stopping big number 35.
First and goal from the 9. This is Boucher, and Boucher gets it down to the 5-yard line. And Pinkerton's running game running on all cylinders right now. Tough to stop.
And it'll be a 2nd and 5, minute 13 to play in the first quarter. Pinkerton driving and looking to add to their 7-0 lead here in the Division I state championship football game.
How to feel it?
Standing room only crowd on hand here in Derry at Pinkerton Academy.
At the 1-minute mark. Brown and Boucher in the backfield. He gives us to Boucher. Cuts left, trying to fight his way across the goal line. And they are going to rule it short of the goal line. It appears he's going to be brought down at the 1. As we have the clock ticking down, 35 seconds and change. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. Jeff Valenti checks into the ball game, one of their tight ends, and also the team's leading receiver. He'll stack up on the right side.
Fans bringing their signs with today. Pinkerton number 1.
Parker up under center. Goes to the left side. Handoff and into the end zone for the touchdown is Andy Brown.
So this time the give was to Andy Brown from the 1. Brown, who is also, we talked a lot about Maceos, but let's not forget Andy Brown rushed for 317 yards of the season. 2nd leading scorer with 5 touchdowns right there. Andy Brown breaking in, making it a 13-0 lead for the Astros, and they'll try and convert on the point after.
Scott Shane 1 for 1 on the extra point conversions. Parker will hold. Ball down, kick up on the way, and good. And Pinkerton, with 8 seconds remaining in the first quarter, stretches its lead to 14-0.
We think we have plenty to tempt you with in Lincoln Town Car's newly designed interior. For instance, imagine your view of the open road over this sweeping new instrument panel, the feel of these plush new leather seating surfaces, the exhilarating V8 power as you sit back and enjoy firsthand the most luxurious town car interior ever created. And oh yes, if you buy now, we'll include this stunning new carrying case. See your New England Lincoln Mercury dealer.
We have 8 seconds to play in the first quarter, and it is a 14-0 ball game with Pinkerton on top. Touchdown runs of 44 yards by Russ Maceos and 1 yard by Andy Brown. And Central thus far unable to penetrate the Londonderry, the Pinkerton. Londonderry is leading their game 14-0 down the road. Unable to penetrate the tough Pinkerton Astro defense. They'll try it again, as they will now have the ball for the 4th time this afternoon.
And another kickoff, and this time it goes through the legs. But Charlie Schubert gets it at his own 20. Schubert's got some running room. Schubert up close to the 40-yard line. Gets it out to the 39. Stopped on the play that time by Patrick McGinnis, but Charlie Schubert said, the heck with this, I'm taking the football, and I am going to run and run hard.
Well, Locke, you've mentioned about special teams, and once again, we saw Central having a tough time on who was going to take the ball, a tough bounce off the kickoff. You can tell it's a well-planned special teams unit of Pinkerton to try and get the kick down, keep it low, and keep it bouncing.
That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Your score from Pinkerton Academy in Derry, the Astros 14, Little Green nothing.
The
If you're looking for a new dining room or kitchen set, then look no further than Ippolito's Furniture.
At Ippolito's, we're having our biggest dining room sale of the year, and it's going on right now.
You'll save on every dining room set and kitchen set throughout the store.
Save up to 40% on all Pennsylvania House dining room sets.
Save 1/3 and more on all of our Thomasville dining room sets.
And 5-piece dinette sets are on sale starting from $4.49.
Don't miss Ippolito's huge dining room sale going on right now.
Only at Ippolito's Furniture, Route 3 in Meredith.
Conversion vans, and more conversion vans. Foss Motors in Exeter is now New Hampshire's premier conversion van dealer with StarCraft, Primetime, and Ram Coach. And Foss Motors has the best prices, like this loaded model for only $18,495. That's right, $18,495. Foss has the biggest selection of conversion vans anywhere in all of New England. The short drive from downtown Manchester or the Seacoast will save you big at Foss Motors, Route 108, Exeter.
Just about ready for second quarter play here at Pinkerton Academy in Derry, with the Astros leading the Little Green of Manchester Central High School 14-0, and Central with the ball.
Wes Breton at quarterback. Start this series. Completes it to the near side to Charlie Schubert. Schubert able to pick it up 6 yards on the play, maybe 7. Bring up second down and short for the Little Green.
Now that seems to be the play that's working most successfully for the Little Green. The short out to Schubert on the sidelines, getting him open. He's finding the ability to get open and then picking up a few yards. The running game really isn't working too well, so you might as well stick to the passing game. Schubert with 3 receptions thus far in the day.
I think that's what's interesting. I think what Pinkerton's defense is doing is simply conceding a bit of ground to Schubert, but making sure that running game doesn't get on track. Brian Day is going to have to take the football, and is going to be dropped for a loss. Pinkerton defense, good defensive backs coverage, and that forced Day to put the ball under his arm and take it himself, and by that time the line of Pinkerton had things wrapped up.
Take a look at Ryan Day here, looking for an opening, can't find it. The name Day sounds familiar. You might recall during the Babe Ruth World Series, younger brother Chris Day, one of the stars of that series for the Manchester All-Stars, the Ray LaBelle All-Stars, and also Dad, the well-known sports editor of the Manchester Union Leader, C.J. McCarthy.
Here's a pass from Breton downfield to Schubert. In a jumping match, Schubert had his hands on it, but it fell incomplete. On the coverage that time before Pinkerton was Uriah Davis, the split end.
Good coverage there by Davis. Take a look at this. All over him. It's the way you got to do it. If they know that Central's going to be passing, just heat up the coverage a little bit more. And again, for the 4th time, the punting unit comes on. Bobby Malone forced to
Jimmy
punt it away.
Schubert definitely mixing things up. He had a 3rd down and 2 and goes for the pass, and a big one at that. There's Malone, and now you get an idea of just how good a punter he is. Sends the return man back to his own 5, and he's bringing it back upfield out to about the 20-yard line. We'll call it the 18. And returning the kick that time for Pinkerton was Davis as he comes off to the near sideline.
Well, the Astros offense comes onto the field one more time. For the 5th time this afternoon, they have been successful on 2 of their possessions, punching in from 44 yards and from 1 yard. That is what has given them the 14-0 lead. 10:20 to play in the first half.
Bob Parker, handoff near side. Another good pickup by Russ Macejos as he picks up 5 yards.
Macejos, an interesting story. He's not one of these kids who went through the junior programs and the Pop Warner programs here in Derry. He just started playing football just a few years ago. Wasn't even sure if he was going to continue to play football. Of course, Coach Brian O'Reilly convincing him to stick with it, that he had some natural abilities. They worked with him, and look what he's become.
Following in the footsteps of many great running backs, as we touched on at the top of the show. Matt Jordan, we've got a fumble on the play. Loose ball. Central had a chance to try and get that one back. We'll have to see how the officials rule it. And they ruled that indeed Bob Parker has retained the football, and Pinkerton will get another shot. Here it is coming right at you.
Take another look. See Matt Murphy down there, John Paul trying to get the handle on the football, but unable to get through Parker, who was on top of it. And Pinkerton retains possession.
Ball spotted at the 23 on 3rd down and 6. 9 minutes to play in the first half. Pinkerton on top, 14-0. They fake the handoff one way, try to buy some time passing, and Central's defense comes in and lays the sack on Parker. We've got an injured Central player on the play. It's the man who made the tackle, and he's getting up hobbling. That is Hartafelis.
We're in on the play.
Well, Central is no stranger to penetrating and getting to the quarterback. They've done it 15 times during the season. They have a very, very impressive defense, averaging just 14 points that they've given up since the second game of the season. That was the turning point. Their first 2 games, a little bit disappointing because everybody thought this was the year for Central. They lost to Spalding. Then, of course, the game to Pinkerton that they lost 35-13. Then they turned it around the rest of the way, winning all of their ball games leading up to this afternoon, giving up not more than 14 points a game average.
Bill Wainwright is going to be credited with the sack. Hartafelis down there as well. Here's a short kick. Great field position for Central. Charlie Schubert takes the fair catch at the 40-yard line, and that's where Central will take over. Best field position of the afternoon for the Little Green. They've got 8:23 to go in the first half. Your score from Pinkerton Academy and Derry. Pinkerton on top by a pair of touchdowns.
17-point oil change? Ma'am?
Some competitors will do anything to uncover Grease Lightning's secret. When will they realize there is no secret? Just the great service you expect from New Hampshire's oil change specialist. In only 10 minutes, they'll replace your oil with quality Pennzoil motor oil. Check and fill all major fluids, even vacuum your car's interior. So if you're in search of a secret, discover the secret to your car's long life with the performance, protection, quality of Pennzoil and Grease Lightning.
Fermani's is your place for hard-hitting deals on Oldsmobiles, Saabs, and Cadillacs. So visit us at Fermani Olds Cadillac in Nashua. Or Fermani Olds Saab in Concord. Don't fumble this opportunity to score on a good deal on an Oldsmobile, Saab, or Cadillac. Remember, get a fair deal at Fair Money. Hey, what happened to the keys?
They love their Astros here at Pinkerton Academy, and many of them bringing signs and even astronauts costumes, dressing as the mascot. Important score to pass along. UNH on top in the first quarter over Boston University, 7-3 in a big Yankee Conference matchup at Nickerson Field.
UNH looking for its first ever 10-win season. Ryan Day looking for some daylight. This is Wes Brett. Wes Brett taking the ball and taking it for a first down. Parker comes up to make the hit on him, but not before. Number 16 picked up about 15 yards to get the ball down to the 24-yard line of Pinkerton. So Central takes advantage of its great field position following the punt and picks up 15 right out of the gate.
The biggest offensive play of the afternoon thus far for the Little Green of Central. Breton keeping it himself, finding an opening, taking off. He only had 89 yards rushing total on the season and 36 carries. For those of you math majors, that's 2.4 yards per carry. Well in excess that time.
From the 24, flags on the play. Pinkerton jumped. The question is, were the Astros drawn off sides?
It's only the second flag that we've seen thrown in the football game. 7:51 to play in the first half. I want to remind you, stay with us at the break as we'll go back to our Manchester studios. It's going to be against Pinkerton. They'll mark off 5 yards, so Central moves just that much closer to pay dirt. As I was saying, at halftime, we'll go back to our Manchester studios, and Patrick Little will update you on all the games that are going on, not only in the Yankee Conference, high school, college, all of the activity. We'll take a look back at last night's opening round of the Days Inn Classic and UNH's 4-4 tie against Boston College at the JFK Coliseum. All that and more coming up at the half.
First down at 5 from the 19. Breton fires complete, far side of the field. Cooley into the end zone. Touchdown.
The Little Green of Central pass their way downfield, take advantage of some good field position, and march down into the end zone through the air for the touchdown. It is 14-6 with 7:17 to play in the first half. And Central's Bobby Malone will attempt the point after and try and cut the margin to 7.
It'll go for a 16-yard touchdown pass from Breton to Cooley. And Malone on to attempt the extra point.
Wide open. Look at Cooley, and then it's up to him to get the rest done as he punches his way into the end zone for the final yard, over the line and in. Touchdown Central.
Malone with 3 extra points and 3 attempts last week. And they make it 4 for 4, carrying it over this week. We're going to do ball game, folks. With 7:17 to go in the first half, Central's come back, put some points on the board. Pinkerton still leads 14-7. Today's Division I High School Football Championship game is brought to you by Boss Motors, Fletcher's TV and Appliance, your local New England Mercury dealer, Tri-State Megabus, Raponi Toyota, and Ippolito's Furniture.
Right now is the right time for Rollins Furniture.
For years, we've provided quality, value, and service to our customers. During our 39th anniversary sale, we invite you to come in and save as never before. Our 3 stores are filled with the items you need for every room in your home, all at incredible savings. Come browse today and find out why.
Right now is the right time for Rollins Furniture.
A 16-yard touchdown pass from West Breton to Jason Cooley has put Central on the board and cut Pinkerton's lead in half 14-7.
And Bobby Malone tacked on the extra point, and he has the ball spotted at the 40-yard line for the kickoff. Central having some tough breaks early on. That time they took advantage of some great field position following a short punt and punched it in the end zone. This is Brown, and he's handed off to the near side, and this play is going for big yardage. Up the left sideline and wrapped out of bounds by Malone. The punter was Uriah Davis.
What a great saving tackle there by Bobby Malone. If not, Davis was gone. He was the only man back. Take another look. They hand it off. Look at Davis heading down the sidelines, right through everybody. Uriah Davis building up a full head of steam. The only man back, number 7. That was the kicker, Bobby Malone, and just gets a hand on the shirt and pulls him down.
45-yard return for Pinkerton, and just like that, they're right back at him. And here comes Russ Maceos. Maceos stopped by Malone, but not before. Number 35 picked up 9 yards.
Well, there's some new excitement for Central fans right now on the sidelines with one of the most famous alumnus of Central, Mike de Blasi. Mike?
Thank you, Charlie. That's right. Stan Spear, New Hampshire College head basketball coach, a 1970 alum of Central High, and it's been a while since Central's played in a game this big.
It really has. I think I was back in high school, you know, the last time they played for a state championship, and, you know, this is great to see them, you know, compete, and I think they're going to come back and win this thing.
Now, last night for you, the Penmen opened up their season, and it was really a tough showing at St. A's.
It was. I blame it all on Charlie Sherman. He gave me the game plan on Thursday night, and all of a sudden, it didn't work. Charlie and Mark, can I get you guys some pizza or something up there? You look lonely.
We love them, I'll tell you.
You know, we'll bounce back. We've been in this position before, and you got to give a lot of credit to St. A's. They were ready to play. And, you know, we just got to regroup and come back tonight.
Okay, thank you, Stan.
The scary thing is he means everything he says.
Boucher on the carry that time, and Brian Boucher picks up a first down for Pinkerton as he gets the ball down to the 27-yard line. Well, one thing's for sure, tonight's final for the Days Inn Classic will have 2 New Hampshire teams. Delphi didn't win last night. 3-point loser to Franklin Pierce, who will play Keith Dixon's Hawks in the final tonight.
I had an opportunity to see both of those games, all 4 teams down there, and I agree with Stanley. His team looked a little flat, and maybe we'll have to go over the game plan again before they open their season officially this week.
Stick to football, Sherman. This is Maceos still on his feet down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line, and Russ Maceos having another outstanding championship game. We remember last year at Londonderry, everyone keyed on Matt Jordan, and everyone said, this Russ Maceos kid's quite a ball player as well.
Well, Maceos proving today, having the opportunity and just barreling over people. He's just got such power. He puts the shoulder down, just goes forward. Look at him just running through people. Not only that, he has the ability to find those open holes.
First and goal from the 9. 5:17 to go in the first half. Pinkerton leads at 14-7, looking for more. Maceos over the right side, stacked up nicely and strung out by the Central defense.
Hit by John Paul.
John Paul coming up to make the hit on him.
Down after a gain of 1. It'll be second and goal.
Now they call it a pickup of 1 for Maceos that time. John Paul in on the tackle. Watch Paul here. Outstanding defensive ball player. Terrific job for Central. 63 solo tackles, 2 sacks, 30 leading tackler on the Little Green of Central. Fine football player.
Central's defense trying to rise to the challenge here. Pinkerton, second and goal from the 8. They go left side and up the middle. On the carry that time was Matt Gassman. And Gassman moves it closer to the goal line.
Brian O'Reilly really mixing it up as we look at some of the scores of games going on. This is an unusual score. 14-0, Richmond leading William and Mary. Big game for William and Mary. They need to win today if they have any hope of a postseason berth. Plymouth State, first round of the playoffs against the Merchant Marine Academy. They're on top 7-0.
Third and goal from the 4, following the carry by Gassman. And they give to Boucher, and Central's defense comes up big once again. Making the stop that time was Kevin Vashon and also Alex Marion.
Look at all of the different people that we've seen carry the football thus far for the Pinkerton Astros. Maceos, Brown, Gassman, Boucher. They mix it up. They've got so many different talented ball players in that backfield that can carry the football, to say nothing of Parker. Parker is another great rusher, averages 12.4 yards every time he carries the football.
They're going to go for the field goal now to be a 20-yarder for Shane. Has enough height, certainly, and splits the uprights.
Makes it look so easy. Just gives it a little bit of a kick. Doesn't even extend his leg, and he just taps it through for the field goal and make it a 10-point lead, 17-7 for Pinkerton with 3:21 to play in the first half.
20-yard field goal for Scott Shane, who has 2 extra points on the day, so he's been a busy player. He's also come up well on other downs, not just on kicking situations. The score now reads 17-7 in favor of the home team, Pinkerton Academy Astros. And with 3:21 to go in the first half, we'll take a timeout. You're watching the NHI AA Division I High School Football Championship live from Derry.
The Mercury Sable and Volvo station wagons have so many safety features in common, like dual airbags, anti-lock brakes, and side impact protection. So what does the guy in the Sable wagon have that the guy in the Volvo wagon doesn't? About 10 grand in his college fund already. And now Sable is an even safer investment with 2.9 APR financing.
There you see the man who has put this program together here in Derry at Pinkerton Academy, Brian O'Reilly, marching the sidelines, and there you see his Astros of Pinkerton Academy. 3:21 to play in the first half. Can't begin to tell you how proud we are here at WMUR-TV to be bringing you the Division I State Championship NHIAA football game. A couple of weeks ago, we had the pleasure of bringing you the soccer championship. Today, it's football. Of course, during the basketball season, we bring you the boys and girls championships. And, of course, in June each year, it's the Meet of Champions. Best track and field athletes in the state, only here on WMUR-TV.
Shane with another tough kick for Central to field on special teams. They do pick up about 7 on the return. Let's give credit to that Central defense, because they had Pinkerton had the football first and goal, and they're unable to come away with 6 points. They did get the field goal, but a moral victory certainly for the Central High defense.
Well, there's nothing Jimmy Schumer would like better before his team goes to the locker room than to put another score on the scoreboard before the teams head for the locker room. They've got a long way to go, but they've got time. 3:03, clock ticking.
From the 35-yard line, pass complete to the near side to Schubert. That's Wes Breton.
Again complete to number 21, Charlie Schubert.
Charlie Schubert with his 5th reception of the afternoon. Breton, again, very successful on that same play. It's worked almost identically every time. The only time he really went for a different play was when he passed for the touchdown to Jason Cooley on the other side of the field.
And an update from Boston University. We find the Wildcats now on top of BU by a score of 14-3. That game in the second quarter. So Bill Bowes obviously took the crowd out of it. I know that was a big factor for UNH going down to play at BU. Ryan Day with a pass tipped by one of the defenders for Pinkerton, and the ball lands incomplete. Intended receiver that time was Charlie Schubert, but he was covered well by Brian Boucher.
Brings up a 2nd and 10 for Little Green of Central. Clock stopped on the incompleted pass with 2:33 to play in the first half.
At the 45-yard line on 2nd down and 10. Breton under center. Drops back, quick look left side. Has Schubert. Schubert gets the ball, turns inside. Nice move by Charlie Schubert as he picks up the first down. I've been impressed again. I've been very impressed with the way Charlie Schubert handles the ball. Once he grabs the ball, it's what he does with it afterwards that counts. And you see right here that he has the presence of mind to turn it inside and pick up the necessary yardage.
Picks up another first down. They move it downfield. Clock will resume ticking now that the yard markers are set on the sidelines.
.2:15 to go in the first half. Ball now spotted at the 44-yard line. Ryan Day wants to put it up. Far side has Schubert open. Schubert, did he get his feet in bounds? They say no. Great catch.
Two officials right there. Beautiful grab. Ryan Day just putting it up there for Charlie Schubert. Charlie making a great catch, but well, now they're going to say he is inbounds. Let's see. We got to.
No,
they do. They're going to give it to him. There are two officials there. One overruled the other one. He says yes, he was inbounds. And you see where Charlie Schubert's feet come down. He is well inside the line, and it's a big first down reception for Charlie Schubert on the pass from Ryan Day. 2:04 to play. First half. Central on the move. They're down to the 28-yard line.
2 consecutive first downs for Charlie Schubert, and he takes a breather on the sidelines. Wes Breton back into the ball game at quarterback now, and Breton wants to put it up. And his intended receiver slipped and fell over on the far side. Intended receiver that time.
Mike Gonzalez was the intended receiver. Slipped down and fell down. It's unfortunate because he had some room. He was up. Watch Gonzalez, top of your screen, just slips, falls down, makes a nice recovery, gets back up, and at that point, there was no time to recover and get back and try and grab the ball.
There was some drizzle last night. It really didn't rain hard. Beautiful day today. Not a cloud in the sky. Warm for this time of year, and he did slip, but it didn't appear to be anything regarding a poor field. This field in excellent shape as Ryan Day brings him to the line, 2nd down and 10. Day with the earlier completion fires it complete. And this time the pass is hauled in
by Matt Pinkos. What a reception by Matt Pinkos. Extended his arms fully, his body arched out, and a beautiful diving grab by Matt Pinkos. Take another look at this. Look at his arms extended fully. And Central calls a timeout with 1:56 as they mark the ball just outside the 10-yard line.
Take a look at Matt Pinkos on the far sideline. We'll take a break. Pinkerton on top, 17-7.
Buying a vehicle the way it should be. See how easy it can be at John Grapponi Ford? Now a 95 F-150 pickup is delivered for just $14,999, and the 95 Ford Taurus GL is just $15,897 delivered. Buying a vehicle the way it should be is the way it is. John Grapponi Ford. We sell and service cars, but we're really in the people business.
We are back at Pinkerton Academy, where it is the Astros of Pinkerton leading the Little Green of Central 17-7 with 1:56 to play in the first half, but Central driving. They are down within the 10-yard line, call it the 11-yard line. Very nice sustained drive, and it has all been done through the air. A couple of nice completions to Charlie Schubert and one to Matt Pinkos. Setting it up right now for the Little Green with less than 2 minutes to play in the half.
First down and 10. Malo, the deep back, gets the football and powers his way for about 3 yards. Right over left tackle, and Central High moves it down close to the 5-yard line.
So they try and mix it up just a little bit, keeping it on the ground right through the middle. Grabbing 3 yards on the play. Brings it down to the 8. Clock continues to run. 1:34.
Ball spotted at the 9 on second down and 7. Day, corner of the end zone, wide open is Charlie Schubert, and he didn't get him the football.
A great call, too, by Jimmy Schubert in the little green. Pass was intended for Charlie Schubert. He was all alone in the corner of the end zone, but the timing pattern just off by a couple of seconds. It was overthrown. Great call, though. He was wide open.
Was indeed. Watch as he cuts left, shakes off the 2 defenders who actually went with the other intended receiver. Schubert just couldn't get to the football in time, but Charlie, you have to wonder a little bit about that decision to go with the 2 quarterbacks and the type of rhythm that's established for a quarterback if he's on every other down.
Well, especially when you're going to establish a passing game, which they've done here, you'd think that you'd want to stick with the thing that works.
Wes Breton now back into the ball game as they change the quarterbacks again. Fires the pass over the middle, and it falls incomplete.
So now you're faced with a 4th down situation, 4th and 7, and obviously a must-go. Although they could bring in Bobby Malone, go for the field goal, cut the lead to a touchdown.
Peter Hammond was the intended receiver that time, and watch what happens as he gets the ball, gets hit hard.
They're lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Maceos put in a hit on Hammond, and that helped spring the ball free. And it will be 4th and 7 from the 9.
Ryan Day comes in with the play. They will go for it. They will try and put 7 on the board before they head to the locker room.
1:18 to go in the first half. 17-7 in favor of Pinkerton. Central trying to pick up the score on 4th down. Day with the pass, and it's going to fall incomplete. Intended receiver was Charlie Schubert. Coming up to make the big play that time was Scott Shane. And Shane has been a major factor here in the first half.
The biggest play by far in that series was that overthrown pass intended for Charlie Schubert. Great call. Schubert was there, made a beautiful turn, headed out for the corner of the end zone. Unfortunately, the timing just wasn't there. Little Green come up short on probably their best drive of the afternoon. Pinkerton will take over the ball at their 9-yard line with 1:12 to play in the first half.
As you said, Charlie, this could be a drive we will look back on late in the ball game.
First and 10 from the 9-yard line. Now, the dead ball foul.
So look at Jimmy Schubert over on the far sideline. What a job he's done. 0-2 team goes to 8-2.
Call a dead ball foul against Pinkerton. Will push him back half the distance to the goal line. So they'll take it out from the 4 as opposed to the 9 with 1:12 to play in the first half. I want to remind our viewers, stay with us at the half. We go back to our Manchester studios and Patrick Little with our halftime report. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.
So Parker takes the Astros to the line. Hands off to Bryant Boucher, and Boucher busts it out to about the 7. Lots going on locally in the sports world. And as you mentioned, Charlie, we'll catch people up to date on last night's Days In Classic highlights. Also, UNH and BC playing hockey at JFK Arena.
Big game tonight at JFK Arena. After this football game, I want to head over there.
Actually, it's the Coliseum.
JFK Coliseum.
Factually correct.
The Kevin Charbonneau charity will be the beneficiary of a big hockey game tonight between the New England Ice Sharks and a team of Hockey Academy All-Stars. Many former Bruins playing for the Ice Sharks and a special guest goaltender as well.
That's right. Charlie Sherman will be taking on Rick Middleton, a little one-on-one. Let's go down to the sidelines of Mike de Blasi. Mike?
Thank you very much, Mark. I'm here with Sean Keneally of Spalding High, arguably one of the best high school football players in the state, and he knows firsthand just how tough this Pinkerton team is.
Yeah, Pinkerton's a pretty tough team. You know, they run straight at you, but one thing I think is Central's just going to have to toughen up and take the licks and start hitting.
Now, I see you're out here with a lot of teammates. Who are you guys rooting for today?
We're rooting for Central.
There you go, guys.
All right, Mike. Truly, as you said to Mike, one of the finest football players in the state. A lot of talk that he'll be staying in state, looking at perhaps the University of New Hampshire, where Bill Bowes would look at him as a defensive back, or at Plymouth State College, where Coach Don Brown would love to have him as a linebacker.
Here you see the number 17-7 with 21 seconds to play in the first half. Sean Keneally, of course, picked up the football following the fumble against Pinkerton last week in the semifinal game, raced some 50 yards, but was knocked out of bounds at the 2-yard line by Russ Masejos, and that proved the difference in the ball game. And has Pinkerton here today, and Spalding watching from the sidelines.
Who says it's not a game of inches, huh?
Oh, tough way to lose, that's for sure.
Well, the excitement of high school football live on WMUR TV as you experience the sights and sounds with us. Having been to so many high school games, because that's part of my duty on the weekends, is to get out to as many high school games as we can and provide coverage to our viewers. And tell you, there's no greater feeling on a fall night or Saturday afternoon to experience high school football at its finest right here in the Granite State. So many of the nice comments we get from our viewers as they attend those games and we gather our highlights. People really enjoy the high school coverage.
Speaking of highlights, Russ Masejos with one right here as he runs over the right side and gets the ball out to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 30 yards on the play. And now with 11 seconds to play in the first half, Pinkerton has a first down and the ball out to the 40-yard line.
Look at Masejos, takes the ball, look at him cut, builds up his momentum before he even turns the corner, picks up a nice block, loses his footing a bit, but then maintains it, sees 2 white jerseys ahead of him, but that doesn't stop him, he'll cut. And finally brought down by 3 tacklers.
Bobby Malone, the central defender who had a shot at him. Masejos was able to squirt free and pick up the big yardage. 11 seconds to go in the first half. We'll take a timeout. Pinkerton on top by 10.
When we last left Super Dave, he was making sure that Fletcher's TV and Appliance was offering a super selection of major appliances and home entertainment equipment at super low prices.
Yes, we have that model in stock. And as always, we have free same-day delivery.
Super Dave knows that Fletcher's is committed to providing super service on anything they sell.
At Fletcher's, there are no problems. Only opportunities to serve you better and better.
Fletcher's TV and Appliance, 331 Main Street, Nashua.
Just 11 seconds to play in the first half here at Pinkerton Academy, and it's the Astros with a 10-point lead, 17-7 over the Little Green of Central. Pinkerton looking to make it 4 straight state championships.
Russ Masejos, a 44-yard touchdown run. Andy Brown, a 1-yard plunge. That was the scoring early on for Pinkerton. Parker wants to try and put some more on the board. Pass is going to be picked off. That is the close to the final play of the first half, but it stops the clock with 3 seconds left as Ryan Day comes up with the interception.
And that will give the Central Little Green 1 shot.
Just been told that Abram Smith has an 84-yard touchdown run. It is now 21-10 in favor of UNH down at BU. And the clock has wound down to zeros. We have come to the end of the first half. And we'll finish running down the scoring in the first half, obviously, when we send it back for halftime highlights here to the field. Right now, let's send it back to Manchester. Standing by with our halftime report in our WMUR TV studios is Patrick Little. Pat.
Thank you very much, Mark, and good afternoon, everyone. Happy Saturday to you all. Hope you're enjoying today's telecast of the Division I Football Championships here on WMUR TV. Halftime doesn't mean change the channel. It means that we have some highlights to show you. Basketball, hockey, and, of course, football. That's right, the big game down at Nickerson Field is underway, and we'll give you the scoop on how the Cats are faring against BU. So don't you go away, because we'll be right back.
If you're still
3:30, and then following the game, it's the Weekend Report with Stephanie Light and Mike Haddad, and, of course, my mentor, Charlie Sherman. Thanks again for joining us. Hope you enjoy the rest of the night and the game. We're going to send it back to my partners in crime down in Derry, Mark and Charlie. How are ya?
Oh, we're terrific, Patrick. And by the way, it's nice to be your mentor, but you don't have to wear my suits. Is that my new green suit that he's wearing? Looks great on him, though, doesn't it, Doc? I tell you, looks
fresh from the clothing mart.
He looks wonderful. It's marvelous. Oh, you got a great halftime show going on right here. You're looking at the Pinkerton Astro marching band. A few minutes earlier, we were entertained by a terrific performance by the Little Green marching band. I'll tell you, I've seen a lot of high school bands this season, and Pinkerton doing a great job. And I got to say, my favorite all season long is Central. They do this little skit of bank robber robbing a bank, being hauled off to court, and then being arrested and going before the judge and ending up in jail, and they act it all out to music. They do a great job at it. But so don't all of the other marching bands throughout the state that put in so much time and effort and get so little recognition. Big part of high school football during the season.
That's right. Great crowd on hand, and Very appreciative of the band's efforts today, no doubt. Absolutely spectacular day for a high school football championship game. We have one here in Derry and just up the road a piece in Londonderry. The Division II championship being played between Keene and host Londonderry, and we'll have highlights of that game coming up tonight on the Night Report with Chuck Sherman. And Chuck, we've got first half highlights, do we not?
We do indeed, and there were a number of highlights in the first half in this Division I NHIAA State Championship football game. We pick it up in the first quarter. The handoff, number 35, Russ Macejos, breaks through the hole. Nobody's going to catch him as he races 44 yards downfield for the touchdown. The point after would be good. Macejos with 9 carries for 124 yards and a touchdown. This, of course, was his longest at 44 yards. That made it 7-0. Pinkerton would strike again, this time from 1 yard out as Andy Brown, the freshman, takes it, plops in for the TD. The point after good. Andy Brown, that was his only carry of the day, and it was good for a touchdown. Going the other way, this was Central. The pass from the quarterback, Wes Breton, to Jason Cooley. That play covering 16 yards. The point after good. It would be 14-7. Pinkerton in the lead. Then a 20-yard field goal by Scott Shane of the Astros. Splits the uprights. That made it 17-7. That is where we stand at the half of a very exciting state championship football game.
We've got about 4 minutes left in our halftime festivities. Time for us to take a break. Reminding you that you're watching the NHIAA Division I High School Football Championship game live from Pinkerton Academy. The Astros lead it at the break, 17-7. Today's Division I High School Football Championship game is brought to you by Firmonte Olds Cadillac and Firmonte Olds Saab, Matthew Thornton Health Plan, your area New England Pontiac dealers, and Meredith Brick Manor.
When we last left Super Dave, he was making sure that Fletcher's TV and Appliance was offering a super selection of major appliances and home entertainment equipment at super low prices.
Yes, we have that model in stock, and as always, we have free same-day delivery.
Super Dave knows that Fletcher's is committed to providing super service on anything they sell.
At Fletcher's, there are no problems, only opportunities to serve you better and better.
Fletcher's TV and Appliance, 331 Main Street, Nashua.
These homes are part of a new development in southern New Hampshire, and they use clean-burning natural gas. In fact, when natural gas is available, more than 80% of all new homes constructed in the Granite State choose it. Natural gas is a versatile resource that is used daily for cooking, heating water, drying clothes, as well as providing heat and enjoyment. If you'd like to join the more than 50,000 in New Hampshire who use natural gas, call Energy North Natural Gas today. Clean, reliable natural gas, America's best energy value.
Fermani's is your place for hard-hitting deals on Oldsmobiles, Saabs, and Cadillacs. So visit us at Fermani Olds Cadillac in Nashua.
Or Fermani Olds Saab in Concord. Don't fumble this opportunity to score on a good deal on an Oldsmobile, Saab, or Cadillac. Remember, get a fair deal at fair money. Hey, what happened to the keys?
Priced a Toyota Corolla or Honda Civic lately? Well, after you catch your breath, check out the still affordable Mercury Tracers sedans and wagons. Because right now, Tracer's even friendlier to your finances with 2.9% APR financing. 2.9 can save you plenty on a well-equipped Tracer with front-wheel drive, airbag protection, and one of the roomiest interiors in its class. At this rate, don't wait to see your New England Lincoln Mercury dealer, and let us prove it.
And welcome back to Pinkerton Academy. Halftime festivities continuing with the Pinkerton Academy band on the field. Take a look at some stats from the first half. The score, 17-7 Pinkerton. First downs, 5 for Pinkerton, 8 for Central. Rushing yardage, here's where Pinkerton has dominated. 24 carries, 176 yards. Central, 10 carries, 40 yards. Now that's 5 more yards than they had in their game earlier in the season. So that's the positive, but when you're outrushed 176-40, you know that you must be trailing on the scoreboard. Passing yardage, Pinkerton has no passing yardage. Central with 98 yards passing. I think one of the key points, though, Charlie, when you look at the offenses for both teams, as you said, Macejos, 9 carries, 124 yards, 1 touchdown. He's their big back. The big back for Central coming into today's ball game, Sure, Malone was a guy they were going to count on a number of plays, but Dwayne Jordan, former McDonald's hometown hero, 1 carry, -2 yards, and he fumbled the football on the play.
And here's a kid who averages 6.1 yards every time he touches the football, was their leading scorer with 10 touchdowns on the season, rushed for 772 yards, and this is first season of football. And as you said, Mark, we've only seen him carry the football once. It was a fumble. I haven't heard any report of him being injured, so I'm not sure why he really hasn't played a part of their offense. Central pretty much accepted the fact early that they weren't going to be able to run the football against the Pinkerton defense. They've gone to the air. That's what's worked successfully for them. Every time they've moved the ball, and the statistics don't lie, they have been pretty successful through the air. The ground game, I really still think that you got to try and reestablish the ground game, because it didn't work for them in the first half doesn't mean that they can't come out and change things around in the second half. I would think that Jimmy Schubert knows that as well, and will probably try and open it up a little bit on the ground, but continue to do what works best. The only thing that I don't agree on, and I know we've talked about this a little bit, is the changing of the quarterbacks. I know it's worked well all season long. You can't fault Jimmy Schubert for a team that hasn't lost a game after those first 2 of the season, shuttling in quarterbacks, Breton and Day on each play alternating. But when you're trying to establish something and you know that the only way you're going to win this game is on a passing attack, figure out who your most consistent passer is. Charlie Schubert's got hot hands, and then work that combination.
You mentioned Charlie Schubert. He is the leading receiver in the ball game. 6 receptions for 63 yards and a long of 16. The 2 quarterbacks, 50% of their passes completed. 6 of 10 for 66 yards and a touchdown. That's Wes Breton's numbers. Ryan Day, 3 of 8 for 32 yards. We're just about ready to start our 3rd quarter of play. Second half action from Derry's coming up next. Stay with us.
Nicholas, someday your customers are going to want a Bonneville deal. Hi, I'm Ed Bonneville, and for 48 years, our low overhead means the lowest prices possible and best service on these award-winning Dodge Jeep Eagle products. What can I tell you? It's in the blood. Hey, Nicholas, you missed the spot.
Generations of savings from a family who cares about cars. Bonneville and Son. Right now is the right time for Rollins Furniture.
For years, we've provided quality, value, and service to our customers. During our 39th anniversary sale, we invite you to come in and save as never before. Our 3 stores are filled with the items you need for every room in your home, all at incredible savings. Come browse today and find out why.
Right now is the right time for Rollins Furniture.
Welcome back to Pinkerton Academy in Derry, where the Astros of Pinkerton are leading the Little Green of Central 17-7 after 2 quarters of play here in Derry. Beautiful day for football and a great football game. Hey, who are those 2 good-looking guys? Huh? Casually dressed.
Yes, we dressed alike today.
They used to say dressed right for sport, an old sport magazine. Now it's GQ magazine. But when I was a kid, if you dressed sharp, you were dressed right for sport and sport magazine. Nobody cares, I know. But anyway.
Charlie, you tell me these stories every game about your youth. And
I'm reliving my youth.
I wasn't around for that.
Especially at a high school football game, it causes me to relive my youth.
That's right.
You know, as I glance around the field, I see a lot of people coming back to visit their old schools, and this is a big game for alumni. Certainly the stands loaded with former football players from both Pinkerton and from Central, also from many other schools that these 2 teams played during the season. And talk about a horde of media. They're everywhere. I mean, not only are we doing the game live, but there are newspapers from across the state here, radio stations covering the game. It seems like a state championship game of this magnitude certainly brings them out. And I'll tell you, no stone left unturned here this afternoon in Derry.
A number of our cohorts in the media on hand, as you mentioned, from the electronic and print. I want to run down the New Hampshire Interscholastic Athletic Association, some of the services the NHIAA provides. They strive to promote good sportsmanship and cooperative spirit among member schools, and we've certainly seen that in evidence today. It evaluates local, state, and national athletic contests affecting secondary schools to determine their educational value, and approves contests meeting the standards of the association, registers and approves officials in all sports, works constantly for the safety of participants by sponsoring free of charge in service workshops for principals, athletic directors, and coaches. It sponsors athletic training workshops, symposiums for athletic directors and coaches, and organizes and directs state championship tournaments like this one here today in 25 boys and girls sports.
Matter of fact, the NHIAA athletic directors have said they've been meeting last week, and I'm sure today's game was on the agenda, talking about putting it together and putting it together nicely. They do a great job of organizing it, a lot of dedicated people involved in putting together these state tournament games.
And the man at the top, Jim Damaris. Another outstanding year of championship play. And, of course, this is just the fall season. We've got the winter and spring sports still to come. 17-7 is your score in favor of Pinkerton. Central, however, in the first half had quite a few opportunities. We remember that one drive that stalled and they had to turn the ball over, but also the pass to the corner of the end zone, Ryan Day to Charlie Schubert, just out of the reach of a wide open Charlie Schubert, who made a dive but came up just short. And Central trails in the ball game by 10, but 24 minutes to carve into that Pinkerton lead. 24 minutes for Pinkerton to nail down its 4th consecutive championship.
Mark, we have an update on that Boston College West Virginia score. They just finished the third quarter. BC on top, but not by much. 17-14, the Eagles clinging to a 3-point lead.
And Pinkerton will get the ball to start the second half of play. They won't make a return. Ball bounces out of bounds, I should say, down at the 16-yard line.
There you see Brian O'Reilly, 3 straight state championship titles, looking for his 4th. And who stresses defense. You build your teams around defense. We had that heard that in the pro circuit a few times as well.
Heard it in the college circuit as well, although Bill Bowes would tell you today offense is winning his game down at BU. Last check, 21-10 in favor of UNH. That was in the second quarter. They've obviously reached halftime at this point. We've just been told they're not quite at the half, 24-17 in favor of UNH. So Robert Doherty and the Terriers making a game of it. But the kick going out of bounds, of course, they will spot the ball at 35-yard line. So Pinkerton will look to add to its lead as we begin the third quarter of play here in Derry. Parker with the handoff to Andy Brown. He's got a touchdown run in the ball game. Short carry it was, a carry of 1 for the touchdown, and that time he tripled his total for the day as he picks up 3 yards over the left side.
Well, pick up of 3 yards as Andy Brown carries the ball for just the second time this afternoon. His first carry, though, very successful as he scored a touchdown. He's brought down on the play by James Hardofilis.
There's a pitch in the backfield to Russ Masejos, and he is dropped down by Bobby Malone. There is a flag on the play, and that could be a flag going against Pinkerton. We'll have to wait and see.
It's been pretty much a penalty-free game. There were only 2 thrown in the first half, 1 against each team. This one is going to be against Pinkerton, and it's a big one for clipping, so the Astros will back it up.
Now they're trying to free up Russ Masejos, and Bobby Malone got clipped, so he drew the penalty and made the play. Big play for Central as we start the second half here in Derry. The shadows beginning to creep over the field, almost the entire right side of the field now in shadow. And they'll mark it off 15 yards, and it moves the ball back to the 20-yard line. So what started at the 35 is now a 20-yard line of scrimmage.
So Pinkerton moving it backwards. Deep in their own territory, it's a 2nd and 7.
It'll be a 2nd and 35,
it's
actually.
35. I'm looking at the scoreboard.
I don't think the number goes that big. They're not used to that here in Derry. Having a 2nd and 35 doesn't exist. And a pickup of perhaps a yard on that play, maybe 2. Call it 3rd and very long for Pinkerton.
Big down, not only for Pinkerton, but even more important for the Central defense. They need to show that they can stop Derry, or Pinkerton of Derry, on their first possession of the second half on a couple of quick downs and then take the football over.
Bob Parker 0 for 2 in the first half throwing the football, and he gets one off here, fires it right into the line, and it is incomplete. John Paul knocking it down, and there's a flag on the play.
A great pressure applied by not only John Paul, but again, James Hardofilis. There was a penalty marker on the play. We'll see who it is against. It appears it's going to be against Pinkerton.
No flag.
The flag was an inadvertent flag.
Two of them inadvertent. That's
Inadvertently
unusual.
Thrown.
Everybody sneezed at the same time, and all the handkerchiefs came out.
4th down and 23.
Fourth down.
Let me
Scott
get that for you,
Shane will
sir.
have to do the punting here.
Kick for the Astros.
So a nice defensive showing by the little green of Central in that series.
Going to give them good field position. Very good chance for that. Great pickup by Malone. Have to check and see if he plays for the baseball team as he gets the ball up to about the 44-yard line of Pinkerton. So great field position from Central, but I'll tell you something. He made a great play fielding that football, especially in light of the way Central handled punts and kickoffs in the first half.
Well, Shane booted a line drive that just bounced up. And as you said, Malone, nice scoop off of a bounce.
For their first possession.
Soft hands. Something you got to have to handle that football.
There it is again. Watch the nice scoop. Nice pickup. Holds onto it. Tough ball to handle.
Wes Breton, your quarterback, as we start the second half for Central. Trying to pass the ball that time to Charlie Schubert, who had 6 grabs in the first half. Ball sails out of bounds. Brian Boucher in on the coverage for Pinkerton.
Good coverage there by Boucher. Charlie Schubert trying to say to the referee, we got a penalty right there, a holding call against the little green. Charlie Schubert was hoping for a pass interference call, but instead they call holding on the offensive line. That's going to push Central back. So Central had some pretty good field position off of that punt, but now suddenly they're back into their own territory.
Big penalty here. We've seen 2 to start the second half of play. It'll go 10 yards.
Played less than 10 minutes, less than 2 minutes in the third quarter, and we've already equaled the entire output of penalties for the first half.
Call it first down and 25.
See Ryan Day entering the game.
First down and 20.
So Ryan Day back in at quarterback as they alternate. They do it all game.
10 and 10 equals 20. We are correct, and there's another flag on the play. Having a problem getting this half going. Now this one's going to go against Pinkerton, so we'll march it back this way.
Ball's moving all over the field without
5
any plays
yards.
being called.
I think we'll have first down and 15 when we get everyone back to the line of scrimmage. We're going to catch you up to date at that big game between UNH and BU in just a moment. We're going to go back to our Manchester studios. Patrick Little standing by with an update. Let's hope it's good news. Dwayne Jordan in the backfield. We got flags thrown to the play.
We're going to get a play off one of these days.
Illegal procedure will be the call. Depends on who they call it on.
And we have the dead ball. Encroachment.
Offsides, and it will be offsides against Pinkerton. Why don't we take that break, send it back to Manchester and Patrick Little. Pat?
Thanks, Mark. We're going to pick it up 24-10 UNH, but Chuck Levine, he can't handle the snap. BU would recover, and on the next play, Doherty, the ever-dangerous Doherty in the corner. He connects with Carwell Henderson. Great grab in the corner of the end zone. They're now at the break in Boston. It's 24-17 UNH at the half. Guys?
All right, back to the field of play here. You can see a big reception that time turned in by Central. Brian Boucher came up to make the hit. Ryan Day with the pass, and he fires it complete.
Ryan Day with the reception that time, it appeared. No?
Jason Cooley, who has the lone touchdown reception on the day, hauling in that pass from Ryan Day. Wes Breton now the quarterback for Central. They alternate the two of them. Going to the corner of the end zone. Charlie Schubert's down there, and the ball sails through his hands.
Now some great coverage down there in the corner of the end zone by Pinkerton's number 80, Uriah Davis, all over Charlie Schubert. Look at the pass thrown there by Wes Breton. Puts everything he has into it. It's slated for the corner. Schubert's there, but so isn't Davis. Overthrown just a little bit.
And Ryan Day comes back into the ball game. Charlie Schubert's been a very busy football player here this afternoon. Has not had the easiest of grabs. Everything he's gotten, he has earned. Quarterbacks have put it up for him, but he's had to fight off a number of defensive backs for Pinkerton. They're going to try again. This time it's complete. Great diving catch.
And once again with the catch
by Cooley.
It's Cooley.
Cooley has had the sticky hands today, and it's going to be just short of a first down. The ball spotted at the Pinkerton 20. They needed to get to the 19 for a first down. 3rd and 1 from the 20-yard line.
3 great receptions thus far this afternoon for Jason Cooley. Of course, one of them in the first half. Good enough for the lone touchdown for the Little Green. But here on this drive, He has come up with 2 big receptions as the Astros try and keep this drive going on a 3rd and 1.
Central trailing by 10, 17-7, 9:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. Dwayne Jordan with the carry, and Dwayne Jordan's got the first down and more. Dwayne Jordan fights his way inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line, and Central keeps its drive alive. They keep moving. First possession of the second half, and they've played some solid football.
Well, Locke, I mentioned just a few minutes ago, I don't understand why Jordan had only been given the football once in the first half, especially while Central was having a problem establishing their running game. There, they give it to him in the 3rd and 1. He picks up way more than they need. He averages over 6 yards per carry. Let's see if maybe they shift it around a little and let Jordan touch the ball a little bit more often.
Ryan Day looking at the corner of the end zone for Charlie Schubert. Schubert is across. Yes, touchdown Central. Schubert takes it in.
We got a new ball game. So Central comes out a different team in the second half. Pinkerton had it for 4 downs off the kickoff. Central defense got the job done, and this time Central marches downfield, capping it off with the touchdown pass to Charlie Schubert, and they are right back in this football game.
Touchdown was caught by number 21, Charlie Schubert.
17-yard touchdown pass to Charlie Schubert. And it's now 17-13, awaiting the point after from Malone. And the kick is good. So Central is drawn to within a field goal here at Pinkerton Academy as they score early in the second half. With 8:36 to play in the 3rd quarter, it's now a 3-point Pinkerton lead.
When we last left Super Dave, he was making sure that Fletcher's TV and Appliance was offering a super selection of major appliances and home entertainment equipment at super low prices.
Yes, we have that model in stock. And as always, we have free same-day delivery.
Super Dave knows that Fletcher's is committed to providing super service on anything they sell.
At Fletcher's, there are no problems. Only opportunities to serve you better and better.
Fletcher's TV and Appliance, 331 Main Street, Nashua.
Conversion vans, and more conversion vans. Foss Motors in Exeter is now New Hampshire's premier conversion van dealer with StarCraft, Prime Time, and Ram Coach. And Foss Motors has the best prices, like this loaded model for only $18,495. That's right, $18,495. Foss has the biggest selection of conversion vans anywhere in all of New England. The short drive from downtown Manchester or the Seacoast will save you big at Foss Motors, Route 108, Exeter.
On their first possession, the Little Green of Manchester Central High School convert on a very impressive drive. 17-yard touchdown pass to Charlie Schubert. The point after good. It's now Pinkerton 17 and Central 14.
And Malone, who just kicked the extra point, kicks off, line drive, and they pull off the reverse. Over on the far side of the field, Central's doing a good job of reading it on special teams. It will move the ball out to about the 30-yard line. Andy Brown carrying the football for Pinkerton.
Well, they tried that reverse earlier on an earlier kickoff, and it worked well for them. This time, Central was well prepared for it, sniffing it out, making sure all of their defenders were on the far side of the field just waiting for Andy Brown, and they bring him down quickly at the 30-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 deep in their own territory for the Astros of Pinkerton Academy.
Central has held the edge in play after it initially began with Pinkerton. Here's the handoff, Russ Macejos. Russ Macejos on first down, picks up 8 yards, and it will bring up 2nd down and 2.
Central has done everything well this game except for one thing, stopping Russ Macejos. Every time Macejos has had that football, he has picked up significant yardage. Finished the first half as the leading rusher by far with 9 carries for 124 yards.
Quite an average.
Not bad at all. And the touchdown, and already in the second half, he's amassed nearly 20 yards on just a couple of carries.
7:42 to go in the 3rd quarter. 17-14. Pinkerton leading. Parker hands off to his up back, and he falls forward. What appears to be a first down. On the carry that time was Brian Boucher.
And they go to
Ball
Boucher.
out to the 40-yard line.
They go to Boucher for the short yardage situation. All they were looking for right there was to pick up the first down, and we have a timeout called on the field.
Well, they're going to move the chains. There was some question as to whether or not they're going to bring them out for a measurement, but the Zebras say it's a first down. Pinkerton trying to answer the touchdown scored by Central. Parker heading off over the right side. Another big chunky yardage, 5 more yards for Brian Boucher.
And they mark it at the 44-yard line, a gain of 4.
Let's go check in with Mike DeBlasi on the sidelines. Mike.
John Paul, the tackler for Central.
Apparently we're going to keep it up here in the booth for right now. Mike in amongst the crowd, the cheerleaders, the bands. You never know where he's going to spring up next. Here's another handoff and another big run up the middle. This looks like a first down. Again, Boucher on the carry. Seos has had a big game this afternoon. Brian Boucher has as well on both sides of the football. Boucher in the first half, 7 carries for 31 yards. Zeroing in on another 30 yards here in the second half already. Ball out to close to midfield, call it the 49-yard line. 3rd down and 1 for Pinkerton. Parker gives to his second back, that's Maceos, who's got the first down. Across midfield down to the 47-yard line.
The problem with trying to stop Maceos is you're not going to stop him with just one tackler. Once he gets that little head of steam going, it's awful difficult to bring him down all by yourself. I don't care how big you are, and Central's got some big boys in that front line. You almost need to gang tackle him, and it's awfully tough if you're alone and you see him coming at you. Tough man to bring down.
3-point ball game. Pinkerton trying to stretch its lead. Brian Boucher stretches out to the 45-yard line of Central. Pinkerton just keeping it on the ground, grinding out the yardage.
It's typical Brian O'Reilly type of offense. Throw it very few times. Last year we saw them put it up a little bit more. With a quarterback the caliber of Bubba Sealy, you could really mix it up, put the ball up in the air, throw a few passes. This year, they've got numerous backs besides Maceos to go to. People like Andy Brown, who have really been pleasant surprises. Brian Boucher, do what works for you.
Handoff this time goes to Maceos once again, and Maceos picks up a tough 3 yards. Central defense done a pretty good job of stacking him up at the line, but Maceos had momentum enough to carry himself forward for a few yards. There you get a look at that Central defense, which is going to start to feel a little bit tired as we are closing in on the final minutes of the 3rd quarter, and they've been on the football field quite a bit this afternoon, taking a pounding that offensive line of Pinkerton. And those backs, as you mentioned, Charlie, and numerous, or a huge number of backs for Pinkerton that can run this football. They are anything but short as far as numbers are concerned in that backfield. Andy Brown tripped up in the backfield. Nice stop that time by John Paul. Good backfield pursuit.
John Paul's played a super game for Central. He seems to be all over the place. Keep an eye on him right here as Paul getting credit with the tackle right there, grabbing by the ankles. He's number 32 and stopping Andy Brown almost in his tracks.
And he stops him on 3rd down. I'll bring up 4th down and 3. And Pinkerton is going to punt. At least they're in punt formation. We'll wait and see. Scott Chain standing back at the 49-yard line of Central. Charlie Schubert's back his own 4, and there it is. We thought something might be coming up. They were in formation for the punt. They were trying to draw Central. Offsides flags everywhere. Let's see what happens.
If you don't think that's a planned play by Brian O'Reilly, the crowd says no. O'Reilly practices that in practice. It's one of the things that he doesn't let you roll your cameras on when you go to videotape their practices, but they practice that. Move it around and try and draw the other team offside. Many of the Pinkerton fans here thought it worked successfully right there, but the referee says no, no. Drew him offsides, you created it, penalties on you. Now they have to punt.
Will punt from his own 48-yard line. Charlie Schubert back to receive, and he's going to have a chance. Schubert cuts inside, eludes one tackler, but then he gets stacked up. Good special teams play turned in that time by the Pinkerton Astros. Leading the charge on special teams was number 45, Dave Mansell.
I was seeing more and more Charlie Schubert in there in special teams now. He's got those short hands. And certainly you don't want to take any chances at this point in the ball game when your team is only down by 3, 17-14. You know you're back in this football game. Got to go with the short-handed man. You hate to risk injury and put him down there, but you have to go with your best in a championship game. Charlie Schubert's probably got the best hands on the team. That is why you've seen him on special teams.
And he is split wide left along with Jason Cooley. Wes Breton, the quarterback, on first down, fires left side, has Schubert complete, and drops the football. Coming up to lay the hit on Schubert was Uriah Davis. He's had several big plays this afternoon.
Let me say one other thing about Charlie Schubert. Earlier this year, we played in, as a matter of fact, it's his uncle's golf tournament.
That's right.
We like to call it Stevie Schubert's golf tournament, but it's really the Patelli Catrocious, say it for me. Catrocious,
I believe.
Charity golf tournament at Derryfield, and I played in a fivesome with Charlie Schubert, by far one of the best young golfers in the state. Although compared to me, I guess Levin Reed is a good golfer.
Guys I played with were good golfers, but they were better eaters. They brought the Grey Poupon to the 13th hole. It was incredible. Here's Schubert. Had the football, dropped it at the 50-yard line, and then he hauled that in. He was in a foot race with Macejos to the end zone.
What a great call. Taking a look at it. Perfect timing. Charlie just couldn't hold on to the football. Time. Ryan Day gets a beautiful pass out. Charlie has his man beaten. Just couldn't hold on to a tough ball to catch when you're heading downfield and looking over your shoulder.
Give credit to Ryan Day. Fantastic pass that time. I've been impressed with Ryan Day this afternoon. He is not shy about putting the football up in the air, that's for sure.
But they continue to shuttle quarterbacks each play. Wes Breton in now. Day will be in for the next play.
3rd down and 10. Breton looking over the left side. Looks like he wants to run. He does. Trying to get to the first down marker. He does. Big play for Central that time. Ball out to the 27-yard line.
Oh, Breton's not afraid to carry the football. We saw it a little bit earlier in the football game. In the first half, he carried one time for 16 yards. He's carried the ball 36 times going into this game. As we take another look at it, watch him turn the corner. Had a total of 89 yards rushing on the season. Gets the job done here and picks up a very important first down for the Little Green.
He outran 5 Pinkerton Astros to that stripe as he ran sideways across the field and got the first down. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, 2:56 to go in the third quarter, 17-14. Pinkerton. Central with a lone score in the second half. They're trying to at least tie the game, perhaps take the lead. Dwayne Jordan on the carry, and I'll tell you, it's been a long afternoon for Dwayne Jordan. He hasn't carried the ball much, and he hasn't picked up much yardage. It's also fumbled.
It's like Jordan's almost having trouble getting into the rhythm of the game because he's had so few opportunities to handle the football. And one of his specialties is on kickoffs and punt returns, and we've even seen very little of that.
Oh, what's interesting is I was talking to Jimmy Schubert last night. We were talking about today's game, and he's talked about his team throughout the season. He said we're a team that's 40% pass, 60% run. And if anything, it's been just the opposite here this afternoon.
Well, they're doing what's been working again against Pinkerton. Tough to run the football. You got to pass it.
2nd down and 8. They give Jordan 2 yards, and they're going to be all for naught because sacked on the play was Wes Breton. Checked that, and coming up to make the hit was Joe Burke.
Take another look at it. You see nowhere to go, except down. And in on the tackle right there, as you said, is Joe Burke. Brings up a 3rd and 14, minute 39 remaining in the third quarter.
And this is Jordan. Puts the ball out across the 25 to the 26-yard line, well short of a first down. It'll bring up 4th down, an obvious punting situation.
Unusual time to give Jordan the football on a 3rd and 14. Picks up just a little bit of ground, and Bobby Malone will come on and punt it away for the Little Green of Central.
People had expected a close game, and that's just what we got, a 3-point ball game as we approach the final minute of the third quarter. Malone will stand at his own 15-yard line. Pinkerton's return men back at the 35. Great punt. Davis keeps it himself, comes to the near side, trying to make some room for himself, and may have picked up a couple of yards. Central special teams down to make the stop. In amongst the group for the Central High Little Green was Steve Connors, number 65.
They'll mark the ball at the 39-yard line of Pinkerton. And the Pinkerton offensive unit comes back on the field.
All right, take a look at the Pinkerton sideline. We'll be back with more NHIAA Division I High School Football Championship right after this.
Hi, welcome to Subway.
Subway isn't like those fancy New York steakhouses. No stuffy maitre d' or jackets required.
Great vest. Thanks.
But we do have A1 steak sauce. It's on Subway's new A1 steak and cheese. Slices of tender, juicy steak topped with the great taste of A1, plus all the fresh fixins you like. And at Subway, you don't get a big bill. You get change. Subway's new A1 steak and cheese. Appetites are required. Jackets aren't.
If you're still up in the air about which new car to buy, consider this. The price of a Pontiac Grand Am and a Nissan Altima start out at about the same level. But while options like air, automatic, and anti-lock brakes don't raise the Grand Am's price, they put the Altima's price right through the roof. Now, on a 3-year lease, a new 95 air-conditioned Grand Am sedan with V6 power, automatic, and more. Just $213 a month and $1,000 down. See your New England Pontiac dealer today.
When these two teams played earlier in the season, it was Pinkerton winning it 35-13. Central never lost another game after that. Everybody expected a different Central team in this time around, and boy, you've got it.
Here's Maceos and Russ Maceos. Love to see what his average per yards, as far as first down carries are concerned today. He has averaged close to 9 yards, I would say, per first down carry. Russ Maceos picking up 9 yards, out close to another first down.
See Maceos right there. Update on the Boston College game. The Eagles leading in the fourth, not by much though, 20-14 over the Mountaineers of West Virginia down in Morgantown.
2nd and 1, 21 seconds to go in the third quarter of play. Maceos followed his blockers and got the first down. He's out across midfield to the 49-yard line. Pinkerton with a 3-point lead. 17-14.
14 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play here at Pinkerton Academy in Derry. Beautiful day for a football game.
Calling timeout, although the clock is moving.
3-2.
They're going to send both teams to the sidelines and bring it into the third quarter of play. With your score here at Pinkerton Academy in Derry, the Pinkerton Academy Astros 17, the Central High Little Green 14. Back with fourth quarter action right after this.
Ouch! Ouch, 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 ouch!
Oh, that hurts. Oh, I don't like this.
If paying your health care premiums has become a little painful, talk to Matthew Thornton Health Plan, because now even the smallest businesses can take advantage of our rates. Call 1-800-943-4444.
Oh, that feels better.
Today's Division I High School Football Championship game is brought to you by Hammer Hardware, Bonneville & Son, First NH Bank, Reese Brightening, Raponi Ford, and Subway.
We've got 12 minutes to play here in the Division I NHIAA State Championship football game between Pinkerton Academy and Central High School of Manchester. Pinkerton holding on to a 3-point lead, 17-14 as we begin fourth quarter play. Down the road, it is a 21-0 lead for Londonderry over Keene in the third.
For some, that might be a bit of a surprise. Central defense coming up big on this particular play as the Pinkerton Astros go to work here at the start of the fourth quarter. Loss of 1 on the play.
Registration for his car.
Parker going down and bringing him down for Central High that time was Matt Murphy, defensive back, coming up to wrap up the ankles of number 9. 2nd down and 10. They call it the original line of scrimmage. Ball just behind that. Russ Maceos to the right side. Russ Maceos, a few jukes, picks up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 5. Maceos cut it inside. Charlie looked on that play as though had he cut it outside, he might have picked up even more yardage.
Well, you can see it right here. He almost cut the wrong way. He tripped over his own man, rolling over Andy Brown, who was trying to block for him. And as you said, Mark, had he cut the other way, certainly a lot more open real estate in front of him.
Easy for us to say up here in the booth, but wanted to point it out to you. I think Russ Macias has done an outstanding job on his own. He doesn't need our help. 10:50 to play in the ball game. Pinkerton leads 17-14. They're driving inside Central territory. Macias close to a first down. This could bring the chains out.
See where they marked
on the play by Rick Gilbert.
Base where they put the ball, it's not going to be a first down. It's going to be short by about a yard, and it'll be another one of those big 4th and 1 situations, but they're marking it just by the 40-yard line, a couple of inches away, but you can see right from where we are where the sideline markers. They're going to call for the chains anyway, but this thing will be short by, I'll say, 1.5 feet. See how close I am. Way short. Way short.
That looks like a foot from here.
Got to be right once in a while. As you see, Brian O'Reilly talking things over on the sideline with his quarterback, Bob Parker. Man who, we haven't said his name much, but he has done a great job of moving the team on offense. Parker, who does it all, both offensively, running the ball, and passing the football. Completed 16 of 67 for 288 yards on the season. Carried the ball 50 times for 124 yards.
4th down and 1 from the 40. Handoff to Boucher. Dives forward, gets the first down. Big play for Pinkerton.
Sam Bam Cunningham. Just dive right over. For those of you that remember Sam Bam Cunningham, am I dating myself? It's not that long ago.
I remember. Number 39.
One of the great running backs of the Patriots, right up there with Horace Ivory and Mac Heron.
Mini Mac.
Don
Calhoun.
Don Calhoun, number 44. Ron Burton and Larry Garron, J.D. Garrett. So many greats.
Jim Nance.
Big Bo. Number 35.
That's right. 35 comes in motion. That's Macias. They give to Brian Boucher. Loose football. Let's see. Central's recovered the fumble.
Now, Central was waiting for a break. Macias dropped the football, lost total track of it. He just stood there hoping that a red jersey would pounce on it, but on the bottom of the pile were nothing but white jerseys with green numerals.
Let's keep an eye on it. It's Brian Boucher who fumbles the football. Who recovered it? That's the question.
Take that back. There I am blaming Macias. Brian Boucher who dropped the football and was looking around.
Tough to see who was down in the pile. Our camera is focused in on Kevin Levine right after the play. Perhaps it was indeed number 58. In any event, football goes over to Central as Pinkerton was driving. They had just picked up a big first down on 4th down. And Central now with Wes Breton at quarterback. Takes over at its own 37. Flags on the play. That play got started just a bit too quickly.
I recall a similar turn of events in the first half. A big 4th and 1. Central gets the 4th and 1, but on the very next play, the ball is fumbled by Dwayne Jordan. That led to a Pinkerton touchdown. See what happens here as this penalty is against the Little Green of Central.
Illegal procedure, the call on Central. So that will not help their cause. It's now a first down at 15.
Well, Boston College has managed to squander their lead. They're now trailing 21-20. Bring on Rutgers. 4th quarter, BC trailing by 121-20.
33-yard line on first down at 15. 9:14 to play in the ball game. Central trails by 3. Pass incomplete to Charlie Schubert. Wes Breton throwing the ball that time.
Well, it seems they're more successful with the passing game when Ryan Day is in there. The combination of Ryan Day and Charlie Schubert has worked so well and so effectively all afternoon long. You would think you'd want to stick with that combination. But Jimmy Schubert doing as he did all season long, what worked for him over the season, he's sticking with today, and that is alternating quarterbacks each and every down.
Ryan Day is back into the ball game. He's got Schubert split wide to the right. And they look that way, and the pass almost picked off. Getting his hand up to bat it down that time was Dave Mansour, and he's done that twice this afternoon. 2 passes that he's got his hands on. Hasn't been able to haul him in, but has broken up the play.
Now Dave Mansour, only a sophomore for Coach Brian O'Reilly's Pinkerton Astros. Mansour, the leading tackler with 114 on the season. Right there, almost picks one off.
Day checks out, Breton checks in. 3rd down and 15. 9:07 to play in the ball game. 17-14, Pinkerton leads. Ball spotted at the Central 33. Breton rolling right. Looks downfield and picked off. Uriah Davis coming up the near side. Uriah Davis still on his feet. Finally brought down to the play by Kevin Vachon. But again, the momentum shifts this time back to Pinkerton.
Not a good call at all by Breton. He had plenty of time. He was rolling out, looking downfield, saw all of his receivers covered. In hindsight, would have been a lot smarter to hold on to the ball, just try and run it forward and pick up a couple of yards himself. He opted instead to try and pass it, put it up there with all of his receivers covered, and it comes down in the hands of a red jersey. Not a good call. Pinkerton takes over the football, and the momentum shifts to the Astros.
Ball spotted at the Central 39. Macejos wrapped up in the backfield. Nice tackle turned in that time by the Central defense. And it was, again, John Paul finding his way into the Pinkerton backfield for a 2-yard loss.
That has not happened very often. That is, I think, the first time this game where they've actually gotten Macejos in his own backfield for a loss. 2-yard loss that time. John Paul leading the defense of the Little Green.
Split backfield behind Parker. And it's Macejos. And boy, I'll tell you, he got wrapped by Bobby Malone.
40-yard line. Hit by number 62, Alex Lorraine. They put the ball on the 40-yard line. It'll be
Ball is at the 40, and it will be 3rd down and 11 for the Pinkerton offense. Central High defense certainly has done a fine job. They realized they were going to lose some yards to Macejos, but they've come up with a big play when they've had to, Charlie. A lot of those yards Macejos has gotten has been on 1st down, but when it's counted most at 3rd down, Central's been there more often than not. Pass protection for Parker, and he's got a man open. Pass completed. Calling in the reception was Jeff Valenti, his first grab of the afternoon, and it goes for a 1st down. He gets the ball down deep in Central territory to the 11-yard line.
Oh, Bob Parker has used very few passes in this football game, but this time on a 3rd and 11, they go to the air, and a beautiful reception. Look at that, plenty of time for Parker. Right there, hits Jeff Valenti, his primary receiver. Great grab by Valenti. And a big 1st down for the Astros.
Goes for a 27-yard pass play, and the Pinkerton Astros have the ball at the 12. Boucher up the middle. Boucher into the end zone. Touchdown, Pinkerton. Brian Boucher. 12 yards, touchdown run with 6:47 to go in the ball game. And that stretches the Pinkerton lead to 23-14.
A big, big touchdown. Set up, more importantly, by that reception by Valenti on a 3rd and 11. Sets up the touchdown, as you see. Ryan Boucher bringing it in for the touchdown for the Astros of Pinkerton Academy. Brian Boucher. And the point after is good, making a 10-point lead again, 24-14 for the Astros.
You're watching the NHIAA Division I High School Football Championship live from Derry here on WMUR TV. Today's Division I High School Football Championship game is brought to you by Health Source, Volvo of Nashua, Energy North Natural Gas, Allens Furniture, and Banks Chevrolet Cadillac Geo.
Hi, I'm Tracy Banks from Banks Chevrolet Cadillac Geo in Concord. If you're looking for a new vehicle, come into Banks and check out our full line of Geos. Right now, we have a great selection in all the hot new colors and the most desired options, like the Geo Metro, one of the most fuel-efficient cars in America, and the Geo Prism with its contemporary styling. If you'd like a sporty utility vehicle, the Geo Tracker is sure to fit your lifestyle. So get to know Geo, and get to know why more people choose Banks. Banks Chevrolet Cadillac Geo, the best there is, you can bank on it.
Welcome back to Pinkerton Academy. And let's go down the field where Mike DeBlasi has a very special guest who has a very familiar son on the field.
That's right. I'm here with the parents of Russ Macejos. You've got to be very proud. He's done an excellent job today.
Yes, he has. He's running hard today. I like the way he's running.
What do you think of the turn of events here for Pinkerton?
Their defense is holding strong. They've adjusted to the pass play well. They're putting some extra pressure on the quarterback, and they're hanging in there. They're going to pull off the win.
Now, do you say anything special to Russ before a big game like this?
Russ really motivates himself. He's 100% natural. He was in an excellent mood when he left the house today, and he was looking forward to a great game.
Well, you got to be very proud of your son. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mike, Mr. and Mrs. Macejos, and obviously very proud of the job that Russ has done this afternoon and all season long for the Pinkerton Academy Astros.
Ryan Boucher's parents should feel proud as well. Their son's had a big game today as Charlie Schubert bobbles the football at 21. Schubert still on his feet and manages to pick up a pretty decent chunk of yardage as he moves the ball out to about the 28-yard line. But I'll tell you, kickoffs and punts have been an adventure for Central High.
It's been a pretty good, really strong point of them all season long. Kickoff returns. I mean, look at Dwayne Jordan had 7 returns this season, averaging 32.3 yards per return. We've seen, again, I reiterate, so little of Dwayne Jordan today. On punt returns, Charlie Schubert averaging 11.7 yards. But we haven't seen much today as far as returns by the Little Green.
Wes Breton throwing to the near side, overthrowing Charlie Schubert. Uriah Davis coming up to put in the coverage that time as the pass falls incomplete. 6:20 to play in the ball game. 24-14 Pinkerton. One thing we have to keep in mind, Sherm, is the fact that Dwayne Jordan's just a freshman. He's got a lot of years of football, and he's a kid who didn't start playing football
That's right.
until very recently. When he came to the United States is when he first discovered this game.
Final score from West Virginia. West Virginia 21.
West Virginia beats Boston College 21-20.
Here we go with some
Unbelievable.
college updates, and you can see UNH still leading in the third quarter. Ryan Day here at Pinkerton. Tucks it under his arm, runs forward. Pickup of 9, close to a first down for Central. It'll be third down and short. James Madison, all they can handle with Northeastern. 6-3 in the fourth quarter. James Madison has to win that game if they hope to get a share of the Yankee Conference crown, but then again, UNH would have to start losing.
That is now a final, 21-20. West Virginia has won that football game. Look at this one. Coast Guard Academy, Merchant Marine Academy leading Plymouth State 18-7 in the fourth.
At Courier Field, where they're 9-0, or were 9-0. Back to the field of play here. First down for Central, 1st and 10. Breton fires, man open, complete. Who else? Charlie Schubert with the reception out to the 48-yard line.
Charlie who? Thank you.
Mansour coming up to make the hit. Close to another first down for Central. Time of the essence, 5:54 to play in the ball game. Central down by 10. They really need to punch one into the end zone right now.
Well, they'll continue to go to the air. It's worked well for them all afternoon. You see Charlie Schubert with another reception.
Uriah Davis also figuring in on the play and the tackle that time. 2nd down and 1. Ryan Day rolling right, has some time if he wants to throw. Throws on the run. Got a man open and it falls incomplete. And Uriah Davis actually had the best pair of hands in that football, and he's the defensive back for Pinkerton. Let's check in again with Mike DeBlasi.
Thank you very much, Mark. I'm here with one of the most unique members along the sidelines, the Pinkerton Astro. Tell me, any special training to become the Astro?
Just a lot of school spirit and a lot of just a big heart and the enjoyment to get out there and make a fool of yourself.
I tell you, along with the cheerleaders, really getting this crowd motivated. Are the Astros going to hang on today?
They've got to, man. We've got it 3 years in a row. It's my senior year. It'll just be a big 4th win for all these seniors and the team out here.
Okay, I'll let you get back to motivating.
Okay.
To the moon.
Is that Neil Armstrong?
Alan Shepard, Derry native.
That's right. They try to pick up the first down, and it looks as though Bobby Malo may, in fact, have gotten the ball over midfield and picked up the first down, and now the official says he has.
Central fans keeping one eye on the clock. 5:22 remaining in the fourth quarter, and the clock is moving. They need 10 points to tie this football game.
I must comment on the astronaut mascot.
I like his gloves.
He's got a brand new mascot uniform on today. Well, this is new this year because you remember the old one looked like it was back in the 60s when the first Apollos went up. Ryan Day rolling out, firing. Charlie Schubert down there, and the ball.
He's got it.
Was caught.
What a grab by Charlie Schubert.
Check that. It was Matt Pinkos.
Oh.
Matt Pinkos. We called Charlie Schubert so often today.
Pinkos with his second reception of the afternoon. Hauled that one in. Plenty of time. Ball stayed up there waiting for him. Look at Day with time. Look at this grab. Turned around, got himself in position, and Matt Pinkos with his second reception of the afternoon brings it down to the 13-yard line. Big, big play for the Little Green of Central. 4:57 on the clock.
And that was Ryan Day throwing the pass. He's out of the ball game, though. Wes Breton's in. Breton firing. And the pass broken up. Intended that time, definitely for Charlie Schubert.
I still got to believe, Art, that when you're trying to get in a flow, you stay with one combination, and the combination of Ryan Day and Charlie Schubert and Pinkos.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you. Jason Cooley has caught a couple of passes, and most of them have come from the passing arm of Ryan Day.
Following the incompletion, second down. Day back in the ball game. Ball spotted at the 14. Day pump fakes, going to the corner of the end zone, and it falls out of bounds. Incomplete. Charlie Schubert. I keep thinking Sherman. I'm thinking dessert.
Tonight you'll be thinking
That's
of
right.
Sherman when he's
I
making
order
those
the restaurant, I'll
saves.
say, can I have some Schubert, please?
Oh, when Sherman is making those saves against Rick Middleton.
That's right.
Want to remind our viewers, if you'd like to catch some great hockey for a great charity, the Kevin Charbonneau charity in Manchester tonight at the JFK Coliseum at 5:30 tonight. The Ice Sharks, group of former Boston Bruins greats, will be on hand playing hockey against the Hockey Academy All-Stars. 5:30, it all goes to the Kevin Charbonneau charity. Yours truly will be seeing some action in goal for the former Bruins.
3rd and 10 for Central. They need a touchdown. Breton firing the pass, and fighting for it was Charlie Schubert, but Uriah Davis broke up the play. And it will bring up 4th down and 10 for Central. Charlie Schubert almost came up, but Davis made a big, big play coming up to break up the pass. We've just been told with 30 seconds to play, Plymouth State has come back. They lead the Merchant Marine Academy by 19-18 at Courier Field, and we'll pass along a final as soon as we get it. Right now, we got 4:43 to play in the ball game here in Derry. 24-14, Pinkerton on top.
Buying a vehicle the way it should be. See how easy it can be at John Grapponi Ford? Now a 94 Ranger 4x2 pickup is just $99.87, and 95 Ford Escorts are just $10,997 delivered. Buying a vehicle the way it should be is the way it is. John Grapponi Ford. We sell and service cars, but we're really in the people business.
My name's Julie, and I'm an aerobics instructor. Everybody's working out these days. People getting fit and healthy, I've seen it myself. A lot of Health Source members in my class that come in on a regular basis. You're noticing how exercise fits into everything. More people getting involved that you wouldn't have seen in the past.
Last time, tap down. Here we go.
It's really great to see their progress and improvement. They're really excited about it, and they're feeling better about themselves. Health Source really cares about them as people.
4 minutes, 43 seconds remaining in this football game. There's your score. Pinkerton 24, Central 14. Central with a 4th and 10. They've got to do something here.
Second half at BU. 3rd quarter score, UNH 24, BU 24. BU has just tied the ball game. Back here, the biggest play of the ball game. No doubt about it, 4th and 10 for Central. They trail by 10. Breton in at quarterback. No, that's Day. Check that. Ryan Day looking to pass over the left side. And it falls incomplete. Uriah Davis once again on the coverage for Pinkerton. He's played a whale of a ball game.
Well, that's the play you have to go with. That's what's worked for them all afternoon long. Ryan Day looking deep into the end zone for his favorite receiver, Charlie Schubert. Schubert just having a tough time getting to the football. Nate, check that. That was not Charlie Schubert, was it? Matt Pinkos.
Tough to see in this twilight of the day, some of these numbers. I want to thank Levin Reed, our statistician up here, pointing out some of these bull plots. 4:37 to go in the ball game, and Pinkerton has the football, and obviously will keep it on the ground and try and run out as much of the clock as they can. They certainly got the backs to do it.
Many of the Pinkerton fans down in front of us shaking hands and starting their celebration as they feel victory is certainly within reach as they lead by 10 points with 4:15 and the clock moving, and Pinkerton in possession of the football. Looking for their 4th straight state championship. Only one other school in the state has ever won 4 state championships in a row. That was Milford High School.
Coming over to the near side was Masejos.
Bobby Malone stayed his spot.
Take a look at these past champions, Charlie, as you mentioned.
Milford did it from 66 to 72, if I'm not mistaken. 4 straight titles.
Equipment timeout right now on the field of play.
We have an equipment timeout on the field.
Time back in and running.
Now, Milford did it from 76 to 79. And Pinkerton is about to do it here today, unless Central can come up with a Miami miracle.
We're going to keep it here for this play, then send it back for another update from Patrick Little back at our MUR studios in Manchester. 3rd down and 10 for Pinkerton. They are trying to get a first down, and the Central High defense is saying nothing to them because figure it now, Central gets the punt. They're going to have great field position and still have about 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes to punch one in the end zone, then perhaps go for the onside kick, and who knows. Let's send it back to Manchester and Patrick Little.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Robert Doherty does it again for Boston University. 14-yard scamper, 7:08 remaining in the 3rd quarter. We are all tied at 24 down in Boston. Back to you guys.
Robert Doherty, everyone knew that he'd be the man that have to shut down, and he has played Flutie-esque football today.
I don't know what's more shocking. Boston University coming back to tie it at 24-24, or Boston College blowing their game and losing 21-20 and saying hasta la vista to the Fiesta Bowl. How disappointing if you're a Boston College fan.
See Pinkerton head coach Brian O'Reilly, what a job he's done here at Pinkerton Academy, a beautiful campus down here in the Derry, area of New Hampshire.
Every time I look across the field and I see the CHS, all I can think of is Chelsea High School. It brings back so many memories. But we were black and red. We weren't green and white. CHS, the Red Devils.
Thank you very much.
I'm just feeling nostalgic here at a sold-out football game.
Charlie, it moved. Much like this football is going to be moved by Scott Shane and blocked. The football is blocked by Central, and they're going to have the football down. 1st and goal at the 1.
It's not over yet. 3:03 remaining, and Central with a huge break and a golden opportunity.
Coming up with a block that time for Central was Alex Marion, number 62. A huge play.
Clock is running. Central has used 2 of their timeouts already. 2:26, clock moving. Jimmy Schubert relaying plays in.
Scott Shane had the punt blocked by Alex Marion, and now it is 1st and goal for Central. Malone carries it across, touchdown Central. With 2:39 to play in the ball game, it's now a 4-point differential. Well, interesting call here. You go for the 2-point conversion, you're within 2, a field goal wins it. You take the extra point, you take your chances with a onside kick perhaps, and go for the touchdown.
That's why I don't coach football. Those are the decisions I can't make.
But again, it all set up. All set up by Alex Marion's blocked punt. Malone takes it over from the 2. 2:39 to play in the ball game. They are going to go for the extra point, and certainly Malone is a high percentage of making this kick. Let's see what happens. And they say no. Malone, who has consistently kicked extra points all season long, misses on that opportunity. So it remains a 4-point differential, but Central still has time. 2:39 to play in the ball game. Pinkerton hanging on to a 24-20 lead. And now we'll have to watch for the onside kick by the Little Green.
Bad news for Boston, for UNH fans. Boston University has just taken their first lead of the football game, 31-24. We're watching UNH dissolve a lead just like Boston College did, as BU has taken the lead 31-24.
So we'll have to keep an eye on this game right now with 2:39 to go in the ball game. 24-20 Pinkerton. Central lining up for what we believe will be the onside kick, although there is time certainly left on the clock.
Let's not forget, Central has used 2 timeouts.
People will be up on the line for Pinkerton.
2:39 on the clock, 4th quarter.
And despite missing that extra point, it should be pointed out that Bobby Malone is an exceptional kicker, and let's see how he is right here. Everyone sensing the onside kick. And here comes the shift. Malone, ball spotted at the 40, gets the bounce he wants, and it goes out of bounds. Let's see.
Central says they have it. They do. Central has it.
It was on the near sideline. We were blocked by the Pinkerton Astros and Coach O'Reilly, but it appears Central got the football, and hopefully we'll get a replay of this and see.
They're going to mark it down at the 43-yard line. Here it is again. Perfect bounce. Keep your eye on 25, bottom of your screen.
Nat Murphy
going right for the ball.
And Central has the onside kick. It's been a long time, 1970, the last time Central High could claim the championship. Wes Breton on first down, going for it. Down the right sideline, Charlie Schubert, in and out of the hands. Uriah Davis once again there with him, step for step.
Look at that, just off the fingertips. Great coverage by Uriah Davis. Charlie Schubert almost comes up with the reception. Stops the clock.
To go in the ball game. 4-point Pinkerton lead. Central blocked the punt, took it in for a 2-yard touchdown. They kicked the onside kick, got the football, went for the home run there, and the ball just out of the hands of Charlie Schubert. Ryan Day is going to put it up and has a man open. Great diving catch.
Short of the first down.
Reception turned in that time by Jason Cooley, who has a touchdown reception this afternoon. He and Charlie Schubert have touchdown receptions for Central High.
We're under 2 minutes. Clock moving. 1:56. They line up quickly.
Ball spotted at the 34-yard line of Pinkerton. They need a touchdown. Breton gets hit, releases the football. It's going to be a jump ball, and the ball falls incomplete. Once again, Charlie Schubert, the intended receiver. Uriah Davis, once again, there with him.
Well, it does stop the clock. That's important for Central. It's down to 1:41. Gives them a chance to regain their composure a little bit, set the play.
Well, it's a tough
but it's
play.
a big 4th down play for them.
4th and 1.
It all comes down to this for the Little Green of Central High School.
1 and 4, the numbers to remember. 1:41 to play in the ball game. 4th down and 1 for Central. Pinkerton defense digs in. Breton up under center. Hands off. Dwayne Jordan muscling his way for what appears to be the first down for Central. He does indeed have a first down.
So a fresh set of downs for the Little Green of Central. It'll stop the clock long enough for the markers to be moved.
How about that call? Dwayne Jordan,
where has he been all game?
A lot of action here this afternoon.
And they're going to call for a measurement.
When called on, he picks up a big first down. If in fact it is a first down, now there seems to be some question. It looks like they want to bring the chains out and measure, but another official overrules his partner and says, no, move the chains. It is indeed a first down with 1:36 to play in the ball game.
Time a factor for the Little Green.
32-yard line. Ryan Day rolls to the near side. Day fires it complete to Schubert. fights to try and get out of bounds. I don't think he got out of bounds. He did make the catch.
Does not get out of bounds. The clock runs 1:20. Didn't pick up much. Got maybe 3 yards, 4 yards on the play.
29-yard lines where they're going to spot the football. And the clock winding down. Central trails by 4. 2nd down and 8 from the 29. Wes Brett rolling right. Fires the ball complete to Charlie Schubert. Did he get out of bounds? The clock stopped with 55 seconds.
Just to move the yard markers. It should be enough for the first down.
Central trying to get everybody together here and keep moving.
It's another first down. Central will line up just as the clock will start as soon as the yard markers are set.
Ball at the 20-yard line with 55 to play in the ball game. Different quarterback. Ryan Day looking to the left side. The pass is picked off by Uriah Davis. Davis picks off the pass. And Pinkerton looks as though it's going to move on to its 4th consecutive state championship.
You can't criticize it. Central had only one option with 55 seconds to go. They had to throw the football. They had to get a touchdown. A field goal would have been no good. They needed a touchdown. Time was not on their side. They had used up 2 of their timeouts. You can't fault them for putting the ball up. It's worked for them all afternoon, got them back in this football game. Unfortunately, the Little Green are going to come up a little short.
So Pinkerton will come to the line, be very cautious about what they do with the football. Here it is once again. Uriah Davis, who has been all over the field in the defensive secondary for Pinkerton, comes up with the interception. And he sends a sense of calm throughout this crowd on the Pinkerton sideline. The Astros appeared to have this game won. Give credit to Central. They fought back valiantly. As you said, Charlie, came up just a bit short. There he is, Uriah Davis. Having some Gatorade, well-earned rest for him, just a junior. He's going to try and make it 5 straight championships next year for this Pinkerton Academy Astros squad. 13 seconds, clock ticking down. They're going to be the first team to win 4 straight years since Milford did it back in the late 70s. Here they are, folks, the 1994 NHI AA Division I high school football champion Pinkerton Astros. 24-20 the final here in Derry this afternoon as they run out to hug one another, and on the other side of the field, a dejected Central squad who made the trek here from the Queen City and made it a terrific run. Their 8-game winning streak coming to an end today, but Jimmy Schubert, a fantastic season, and what can you say about Brian O'Reilly and the Astros? They're celebrating for the 4th straight year.
Now the Pinkerton players enjoying the celebration at midfield, and needless to say, nothing to be ashamed of for Central. Let's go to Mike de Blasi with Brian O'Reilly.
Thank you very much, Coach O'Reilly. Congratulations, your 4th consecutive Division I championship.
Thank you very much. It's the toughest one. This is a great game, great football game, and you know, people say things sometimes they don't really mean it. In this case, it's too bad somebody had to lose.
You know, earlier in the season when we spoke with you, you said your kids, they might not have been able to get to this position, but here you are once again. Was there really any doubt?
Oh, yeah, truthfully. You start a freshman fullback, you start a freshman halfback, you start a sophomore quarterback, you graduate the best running back that have been around for years. We had our work cut out for us this year, but these kids believed in themselves. They believed in themselves, and they earned this one. This is the hardest one of all.
Thank you very much, Coach. I'll let you enjoy it with your players.
Coach Brian O'Reilly, a lot of people said after losing 12 seniors to graduation that Pinkerton wouldn't be able to do it again. He proved them differently. Brian O'Reilly, as the coach, wins his 4th straight Division I state championship here this afternoon as Pinkerton wins it 24-20. More football coming your way. Another big game. Auburn and Alabama up next right here on WMUR TV.
That's right, a battle of unbeatens. And we'll be joining that game in progress. Want to thank our entire staff for helping us put this game on today. And I think Brian O'Reilly summed it up best when he said that this was one terrific football game. Your final score from Pinkerton Academy in Derry. The Astros win their 4th consecutive championship. The final score, 24-20 over the Little Green of Central High School. Thanks for watching, everybody, and stay tuned for Alabama-Auburn here on WMUR TV.